Hello. Good morning on this beautiful Saturday. Testing if someone can hear me. I'm trying. Hello. Hello. Okay. All right. I decided to go live this morning. I'm going to really watch out for my ums and my saying I'm sorry all the time with my technology issues. I'm hoping people can hear me. So I'm going to do a check real quick on my own sounds. Testing 1, 2. Okay, my sound is good. Okay, a particular subscriber, John Smith, had asked me to do the drive from 3303 Aqua Ridge Way to Mozaik. So to get started, I wanted to tell you that the distance, okay, the address of Mozaik is 1410 Market Street in Tallahassee. That's a small plane going over. And the restaurant Mozaik, this is where Wendi went to lunch on July 18th, 2014, when she met up with her two friends. Mozaik is no longer there. It's now called Hearth and Soul. But the address is 1410. In between 3303 Aqua Ridge Way, where Wendi was renting her home with her children, the distance is 3.7 miles to Mozaik. Good morning, Kristen. Welcome. How are you? So I did a video. It's actually two videos because I had my map and directions on, and then when I turned on my camera on my phone, you could keep hearing the lady in the background. So it's two videos, but it took me approximately 10 minutes. I do think that traffic was not as bad as when I recorded my video a decade ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was on there the night before, and then I talked to her really late at night. Hi, Patricia Burns. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining. So I did the drive between 3303 Aqua Ridge Way to what was formerly known as Mozaik. Now it's called Hearth and Soul. It's 3.7 miles. It took me approximately 10 minutes. I did run into some traffic that Wendi would not have been running into at that time. But still, it's only 3.7 miles from her rented home back in July of 2014 to go to her lunch date. And then Market Square Liquors is about a quarter mile away. It's in the same like shopping complex. My video is in 2 parts. You guys will need to excuse my video skills. I don't have a mount in my car to hold my phone. Yes, I was holding it with my hand, and it's pretty funny. Yeah, what time is it in the UK? I always forget. Are you 6 hours ahead or 6 hours behind? Eastern Standard Time. Patricia, I wanted to ask your permission if at some point I could do a video and listen to some of the podcasts that were completed about your nephew, Gary. Okay, so it's 2:00 in the afternoon. Oh, that's 5 hours. Okay, that's 5 hours ahead of Eastern Time. Okay, thank you, Patricia. Probably sometime after Donna's trial, I definitely want to do that because I want to re-listen to. Well, I listened, I believe, 3 different podcasts on it, and I took some notes, but I want to re-listen to at least one of them again before I do a video on it. Because I also think if I were to share the podcast more than like 10 seconds, I think I'll get a copyright strike. I don't even know if I'm allowed to use 10 seconds of it. So I might just, maybe do sound bites or maybe just, read what they said. Okay, thank you. All right, so let me see okay, I need to make this bigger. And I'm going to try not to, okay, how do I make this? Oh, I can do that. Try not to apologize too much. See if you guys can see that. Okay, so I am right in front of Aqua Ridge Way, 3303. And I did this drive on the 12th, like 4 days ago. But it was late afternoon. Okay, I am leaving Aqua Ridge Way right now per request.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Dartington Drive.
Per request. Oops. Jeez. Okay. I think I might have just shown everybody. Crap. Okay. So I do have like directions put in there. So you might hear my iPhone directions.
Turn left onto Dartington Drive. Then take the first left onto Whittington Drive.
Oh, should have done my trip. When I say, I should have done my trip, I'm really talking about I should have looked at like how far it was, like 3.7 miles, but I looked it up later, so it was 3.7 miles. So, this is per request.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Whittington Drive. Then take the first left onto Colonnade Drive.
And I am doing 3303 Aqua Ridge Way to where Mozaik used to be. And I can't remember what Mozaik turned
At the
into.
stop sign, turn left onto Colonnade Drive.
But okay, so I've muted that because that's really loud when it comes through. This video is going to end because I actually end up turning it off. Or I forgot which way it told me to turn. So hold on. So that's 1 minute and 30 seconds so far. And I'm literally just in the neighborhood around the corner. If Wendi was, you know, driving a little bit faster, it probably would have taken her a minute to get to this point. This is my continued video.
Turn left onto Garden View Way.
Okay, I'll edit all of these together and then tell you the time frame. And I am, because this is residential, I don't know if it's like 15 or 25.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
I'm going 20 miles an hour because, you know, it's residential. And I think it just said at the next stop sign, turn left. Yeah. Okay.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Garden View Way.
Yeah, once I get to Garden View Way, I might be able to turn off my map. Because I'll know the route then, and I kind of don't want to keep...
In half a mile, turn left onto Shamrock South.
And of course, I'm waving at anyone that I see, because that's what we do.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Yeah, I did see several people walking in the neighborhood. But once you get off Garden View Way, it's more of a thoroughfare through. I think the first video was only about a minute. I'll tell you what the time is on this one. But
At the stop sign, turn left onto Shamrock South.
Yeah, I think it said 7 minutes. But I don't know how to go to that on my phone while still recording. Yeah, we're gonna keep hearing Siri. Truck. Now this street is called Shamrock, and it's so kind of like a neighborhood is Killarn. Sorry. Oof, that car's coming fast. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna wait one more. So right now I'm having to wait on traffic. But this is Shamrock, and it's a thoroughfare through Killarn. This was recorded about 3:45 in the afternoon, so school is out. Like, this is much more heavier traffic in these areas than it would be around, you know, let's say like noonish during the middle of the summer, right? Friday. And Wendi knew that Market Square Liquor was next to Mozaik. This roundabout, here, I'll turn myself back on. I don't want to talk over myself in the video. Hold on. Look, right there's a Circle K. She's gonna
In 1.3 miles, turn left onto Thomasville Road.
There. It's not a salon anymore. Yeah, I just said something like I used to get my hair done over there. Like 15 years ago. There's salons. Here's 30 miles per hour speed limit. I also have a large SUV, so there's a lot of bumping and stuff. And I think I have like a huge bag of rice in the back of my car, as well as a couple of cases of water, because I'm starting to like build up my hurricane relief packet, because I do that every year, just in case. At Mozaik, or ever been to Mozaik, she would have known how quickly it was going to take her to get over there. One, two, she definitely knows that Market Square Liquors is right in the same complex. Why my car sounds rough. They have not paved in here for a while. And they have, every time I'm hitting...
At the next light, turn left.
I'm hitting all of those like sewer drains with the manhole covers on them. Yeah. My right tires are hitting every single one of them. So, okay, so it is going to take me on to Thomasville, which is fine. Ooh, sorry. Okay. This is a really nice park to the left, but I don't want to show over there because I want to keep it straight.
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn onto Thomasville Road.
I'm going to stay in this lane. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I had to put on my right blinker to get back into this lane. And then now my left blinker's on. So up here's Thomasville Road. Remember, I feel really bad about like recording other people, but oh well. Oh, and once we turn left, there's a new Wawa on the right. That's just been built. Right there's Maclay. Maclay Gardens is awesome. Love it. I'm a Florida State Park girl. Love the state parks. Oh, we have someone from South Carolina in front of me. I noticed the palmetto tree with the moon that's on the South Carolina flag.
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn right.
Oh. Okay, I'm actually going to turn right. Okay, lady. Yeah, you did that. Here's Premier Gym. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. I'm trying to show you the blue sign. Okay, never mind. That's Premier Gym.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Maclay Boulevard.
Language before I cut off my video, but that'll be all right.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Market Street. At the next stop sign, turn right.
And Premier Gym is still to my left. It's on that whole corner. Okay, and I'm actually, because I've seen, I'm going to recognize the new place, or the new, never mind. I know where I'm going. Here it is. Here.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Market Street, then turn right.
Turn right. Okay, so I actually wasted about a minute or two going through Village Square and around, like where we saw Premier Gym, because I could have just gone through that light and then turn right on Market Street, like 2 blocks ahead. Turn right. And then, okay, right here, if I were to, I end up passing this little turn in that's right here. If I would have just turned in there, Mozaik's right here. I end up passing this and I turn in the next one. Sorry, trying to not say But yeah, I would have been right there at that time. Right there. Oh, right there it is. It's heart and soul. Right there. We are at 10 minutes and 14 seconds. It's my little American flag. Sorry, I should have taken the first turn in. But that's okay.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Market Street, then turn right.
Okay, and the reason why my directions person is talking, because I asked them to take me to the Narcissus clothing store. It's really cool boutique. But so I should have turned in the other way when I was at. Okay. So you guys are seeing everything inside of my. Okay, right here, that's Mozaik. That's where Mozaik used to be. It's now called Hearth and Soul. Oh, thank you, Kristen. And Patricia. Yes. If you'll do that, I mean, my email is truecrimewifey, all one word, @gmail.com. If you'll send me that stuff, that would be great. Okay, I have another video. I'm going to go from Mozaik to Market Square Liquors. It's about 0.25 miles away. And it's in the same complex across Timber Lane Road. Let me cue that up. Give me 1 second. Let me see if this is the one. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pass. So right here is where I should. Okay, right there's where Mozaik used to be. And I'm going to show you where Market Square Liquor, even though there is a Publix across Thomasville Road, where she could have gone. But yeah, up here's Market Square Liquors. I'll just go over Timber Lane. It's right there. Market Square Liquors is less than 0.3 miles from Mozaik. Right here's Market Square Liquors. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it there. Oh, yeah, lots of construction. None of this stuff, a lot of this stuff was not here a decade ago. Man. See, they got an REI over there now, which is really cool. Okay, I'm going to mute it. Market Square Liquor is it's to my right. I'm so sorry. But there's a lot of construction going on in that complex. So here's another look at Market Square Liquor. I'm driving away from it right now. Now I'm turning right and going back up to Thomasville Road because I'm going to drive by the Publix that was newly built, I believe, in 2010, and it had a brand new liquor store that is adjoining it, like right, to the left of it. So that's the second liquor store that she could have gotten the Bullet Bourbon from. Okay, my thumbnail. Yeah, that's a surveillance camera. My thumbnail is actually a picture of a license plate reader. And they're all over Tallahassee. Okay, while the video is going, I'm going to go back to the chat real quick. Patricia, yes, you're right. How much was it a deviation for Wendi to have gone that route past Trescott instead of straight to the liquor store? Okay, mileage wise, it's only about 2.5 to 3 additional miles. But I'm telling you guys, in Tallahassee traffic, because it's not set up like a normal city. Most cities are set up with like east and west and north and south grids. Tallahassee is created and built around Capitol Circle, which is essentially a U. Yeah, I don't know what the civil engineers were thinking. Just my opinion. No offense to civil engineers out there. But it was a huge deviation, especially if she, says that she had to get gas. What she said something about super glue fixing a child's toy. Guys, using super glue to fix a child's toy is not a good idea. That is very dangerous to toddlers. You don't do that. When a toy is broken, you toss it. So that was BS. And then, of course, to get the liquor. It would have taken her approximately, I would say, total 15 minutes to leave her home on Aqua Ridge Way, get out of that little neighborhood, go to Garden View, go to Shamrock, hit that Circle K that we passed when I was in that roundabout to turn left onto Killarney Way. The Circle K is right there. She could have gotten gas. She is aware of these areas. She knows how to get to Market Square. Market Square is probably where she shopped. I'll guarantee you every time Donna came into town, because Wendi didn't like to spend her own money. Her parents paid for her divorce. I'm sure every time Donna was in town, they would go to Narcissus, a high-end clothing store. Yeah. Ooh. There's Publix. There's the brand new Publix that was built in 2010, 2011. And the liquor store is to the right of it. It's adjoining. There's like a little door from the big Publix to get to the liquor store. And then there's also an entry from the outside. But you guys, Wendi was familiar with this area, okay? There's several high-end clothing stores. I'll guarantee you every time Donna was in town, they would go there. Donna would dote over her, trying on clothes, and then she would, pay for her outfits. Okay, I'm going to stop this video because I end up getting stuck in this lane, and then people, whatever. But yeah, so right now I'm like a total of 14 minutes into everything. I would say 10 minutes with the first 2 videos to the drive to Mozaik, and then this is an additional 4 minutes. Okay. My point about her going all the way to ABC Liquor Store that's located at 1930 Thomasville Road, that's by Trescott, is it is a total deviation from her lunch date. Because Wendi has a lot of money. Sorry, I'm answering the chat. I don't think her money's running out. No, you're right. You're right, Patricia. Rich ladies do not super glue broken toys. You guys, everyone knows if you have a baby or a toddler, if a toy gets broken, you toss it. You don't fix it. It becomes hazardous to your baby or your little toddler, which I still call babies. Okay, I did. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, I actually also went all the way. This would have been out of her way to go to this ABC Liquor Store, but this was like the brand. This was the newly built ABC Liquor Store, and I think I've said before my other videos that the ABC Liquor Store that was over by Trescott, that was kind of the crappy one back then. It's all been renovated and beautified now, but that was like the crappy one. It was always like dirty. But I'm not going to show this video. It's not necessarily important. Okay, I am going to stop sharing that real quick. Wait, let's see. I think that Donna questioned Wendi's mothering skills. I think that Wendi wanted to leave Tallahassee, move back down to Miami in her beautiful oceanfront $1 million condo and live the single life and get rich dudes. She was done. And I believe that Donna picked out Dan from J-Date because of his pedigree. She probably used him. I mean, literally, like Wendi probably used Dan as a sperm donor. Yeah, I don't think that she has a clue. Patricia Burns says, super gluing broken toy sounds just like Wendi is assuming that it's what a good mom does. And she made it up too. Yeah, she's sus. I agree. Yeah, just Kristen, real quick. I've asked that particular person to tone down the anti-American rhetoric and the violent speech. So we'll see if I go back over there. Because I don't know if people were watching certain things. It's all been deleted now. It's pretty graphic. Yeah, Kristen, you're right. She thought it sounded good. Like, see what a good mom I am, super gluing my kids' toys. No. Like, when I hear someone super glued a toddler toy, that just sounds... I'm pretty sure on the directions of all toys for babies and toddlers, it says if this toy is broken, it needs to be discarded, not fixed with super glue. Super glue doesn't really even work on plastic necessarily. Yeah, me too. I hope Sky comes. But I was on a live when Sky Troop got completely cussed out. Well, I kind of hope that she would give Deb H an apology. I don't know. I just have some points. I don't know. I'm just... things are weird. But I consider myself a patriot. I'm very patriotic. I love my country. I do not think my country is perfect at all. But I also don't like criminal and violent behavior. So that scares me. And if someone's going to clean it up, I'm here for it. Hello. Hi, Murder by Maestro. How are you? So, Murder by Maestro, I just showed piecemeal videos of me driving from Wendi's rental home, the 3303 Aqua Ridge Way. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that. It's hilarious. To Mozaik. And it was in her neighborhood. We passed by a gas station, a Circle K that was actually slap dab in the middle of Killarn. She could have gotten gas there. We've been discussing, she said she had to get super glue to fix a toy. No mom who has babies or toddlers ever super glues and fixes toys. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to let out my golden retriever. He might bark. Go, baby. Okay. But when toys get broken, and if you have toddlers, like, you toss them, you don't fix them. So that was a lie. And going to the liquor store by her formal marital home was bad. Okay. So I guess I'll just say this, like, whenever I'm thinking about these cases, we follow true crime. We despise the perpetrators. But I don't necessarily have violent feelings against perpetrators. It's like, I don't know. It's really none of my business. Like, I let the jury decide things, and the ultimate judge in my mind is God later on in life. So it's just what I think. Okay. Something else I wanted to discuss. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Hold on. I want to show you guys pictures of, wait, I definitely need to make sure. Okay, I'm going to show you guys pictures of the license plate readers that are located in Tallahassee. And Murder by Maestro, I don't know if you were on my live where I had the theory of how Tallahassee Police Department found Wendi so quickly. But I believe, and this was a hunch, or this was a tip, if you will, given to me by Jibs about license plate readers. Well, then I started to do research, and I found out, and I kind of go over a lot of that in my live recently about license plate readers and their installations in the Tallahassee area back starting in 2009, and then also the plan for 5 to 7 years later and the implementation of license plate readers all over Tallahassee to include on law enforcement vehicles of 7 different agencies. And then I also discussed why law enforcement did not follow her when, she ran into the crime scene tape where Officer Bill Brannon was blocking. I also went over why law enforcement does not follow someone and make what they call as a felony stop without evidence. Let's just say they knew that was his ex-wife. Oh, wow, they were recently divorced a year ago, and now he's shot in his garage. That's just a hunch. It's not evidence. Law enforcement would not have followed her and to complete an uncontrolled felony stop without evidence. It just doesn't happen. Yeah. Oh, hi, Debbie Martin. How are you? And yeah, so Debbie Martin brings up a really good point. Yeah, Brandon said he never saw the plates. Sorry, my golden retriever is barking at my neighbor's dog, who is his girlfriend. Yeah, he never saw her plates. The police officers at the crime scene did not have anything to do with how they located Wendi. This is my theory. They did not have anything on how they located Wendi. They knew Wendi's license plate number because once they had Dan's information and the address, they would have known who the former person was that lived in that home. And then they would have sent out a APB or a BOLO of sorts. Mm-hmm. Well, and another thing, and Debbie Martin, I don't know, I can't remember. Do you live in Florida? I feel like you live in South Florida. But like on your license, your driver's license, how you can put in emergency contacts. So once the police pull your license, like on my license, my emergency contact is my husband. They would know immediately who to contact if something happens. They set that up at the DMV whenever you get a license or renew a license. And then if you had an existing license, and I feel like this was about 20 years ago or so, we all got something in the mail to go to a particular website and then add your emergency contact. So there is a huge possibility that on Dan Markel's driver's license, that Wendi Adelson was his emergency contact. She's the mother of his children. If something were to ever happen to him, like a car wreck or something, the idea would be that possibly the children were in the car, so your emergency contact is going to be your spouse. And people don't really go around and, change it. He'd only been divorced for a year. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's my theory on it. But I kind of go over all of that in my old video, so I didn't really want to rehash it. Okay, but I do want to show you guys the photos. Let me do this. Okay, stop that screen. Okay, and I am going to try not to talk my directions through stuff. It's kind of funny. Okay. This is a license plate reader. This one is on North Monroe Street. Oh, I probably can show you guys some pictures of what used to be the Roadhouse. I know that we found it on like Google Maps. The Roadhouse Inn on North Monroe Street, where Sigfredo and Luis stayed. But now it's called a Clarion. I might go through my phone to look. Okay, here's an example of another license plate reader. See up here? It's got solar panels. And then this, I believe this is a better view. Like it got out and took a picture. See? Those are license plate readers. Oh, Patricia, I don't know if you were on my live when I did the license plate readers. Yes, Debbie. Yes, Debbie. They did have. Yes, they did. In my video, I show you where in May of 2009, the Department of Transportation announced that in January, I think it's January 13th and 14th, Tallahassee installed 16 license plate readers on 5 different exits along I-10 and the supporting roads in basically like 4 months before they announced it in their newsletter. So in January of 2009, they initially installed 16 license plate readers at 5 different locations along I-10. But also in that newsletter from DOT, it talked about additional approved funding to continue to implement license plate readers all over the city of Tallahassee in the next 5 to 7 years. And it would include license plate readers all over the city, like physically, but then also on 7 different law enforcement agency vehicles, which the agencies, like I don't have my notes on that, but the agencies were Florida Highway Patrol, Tallahassee Police Department, Leon County Sheriff's Office, our 2 universities, FSU and FAMU, those parking enforcements, Florida Wildlife Commission, and DBPR, Department of Business and Professional Regulation. So yes. So in 2009, January 2009, says between 5 to 7 years from then, they would be implemented all over the city. Yeah, I mean that might have worked. I guess just in my experience and how I know how things work, every single time there is a crime scene, any law enforcement, crime scene person, EMS, whoever is on scene, they all have a specific purpose and a specific job duty. And Bill Brannon's job at that day was traffic control. So I think, hindsight's 20/20. But let me see what you say here. Did Brandon frustrate you on the stand? I mean, he was supposed to look for her car, and they knew what car she drove. I don't know. I know it was like extremely hot. He was in his car with the air conditioning. Yeah, that's possible, Patricia. Patricia says there may have been dash cam in the cop cars on Trescott. Yeah, but if it was dash cam and the cop car is blocking the road, you know, like in a horizontal fashion, I guess the dash cam would not have really been pointing toward where Wendi pulled up. And Debbie, also I discussed why cops don't follow vehicles from a crime scene and do felony stops without evidence. So. Okay, if you're just joining, when I started this live stream, based upon what John Smith had asked me to do, I took a drive from 3303 Aqua Ridge Way, and yes, I will slow down when I say that, just to the address of what was formerly known as Mozaik. Oh, okay. Well, and Debbie, I actually don't remember if he said he was standing outside or not. I know Wendi said that she didn't see police officer, but I don't remember which testimony that was. She said she saw a marked cop car, but not an officer. Let's see. Debbie is at the yes. Debbie is at the fella who spotted Wendi. I don't think looking for relatives on the scene is super high priority. We often hear of a loved one turning up on scene and getting close. Yeah. But well, and it just goes to show, like we've all said, like, well, I've said multiple times, like Wendi and the other bad Adelsons could never even act innocent. And where Wendi had to do her 3-point turn, I don't know, I've never heard the term K-turn, but 3-point turn in my mind, where she had to do that, she would have seen directly that it was Dan's home. She would have seen it was Dan's home. And any innocent person would have jumped out screaming, what's going on? What's going on? That's my ex's home. My children were there last night. Like, she couldn't even act innocent. Let's see. My theory is that Wendi knew she had been seen on the scene. If she didn't get seen, would she have ever said anything? Murder by Maestro? That's a very good point. I don't know. Well, I think that she probably would have said it only because, first off, remember she has the receipt from the liquor store that she did find the bullet bourbon, and it's right near Dan's house. And then also her cell phone, well, the one that we know about. I still believe that she might have had a burner phone. Just my opinion. Her cell phone would have pinged and shown that she actually took that route instead of the more direct, less time-consuming route straight to Mozaik. I could be wrong. Yeah, she was also the only one. Let me see. I want to see what everybody's saying. Is Kristen still here? Oh, there she is. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for messaging John Smith. Yeah, I don't watch that channel, Kristen. And listen, if people are on YouTube, they can do whatever they want. But I know that there's a lot of new people within the past like 4 months coming on and covering it. I mean, even, and I'm not saying anything bad about him, but even the lawyer, he's always getting details wrong about the case. But there's a lot of people on scene now, and they're reputable folks, but they're getting like details wrong, so it's just kind of a little frustrating. Although I give Loophole Lawyer a pass because he's really trying to learn, and he's super funny. And because he's buddied up with Judy from AA Legal Focus, I really like their collaboration. And he's a stand-up comic in a lot of ways. So, and I'm not offended by anything that he says. Do you murder? You want to gossip about? I know he doesn't offend me. Oh, Debbie, you corrected her. I thought it was Brickell, and Harvey was still living there. Oh. Yeah, and I just tell folks what my opinion is. I welcome all opinions. And I don't tell anybody who to watch or who to not watch. I'll just tell you maybe why I might not watch them, or I might just be turned off by a certain aspect of what they're doing. I'm friends with people, but I might not watch them all the time. Okay. Oh, Debbie, you did. I mean, so many people are going to the trial. Well, oh, you did? Yeah, a lot of people are going to trial, but I'm going to let you know, Leon County Courthouse, you guys, it runs very smoothly. And I think I revealed this before. I don't even know what decision day it was, but I got married in the Leon County Courthouse during an Al Gore, George Bush decision day almost 25 years ago. So it was smooth sailing. We were escorted right past CNN and C-SPAN. Okay, so Murder saying I like him, but AI troubled me because he doesn't make it clear when his narrative. Well, last week one of his shows was linked and quote. Oh no! Yeah, that's not good. See, that's another thing. So when I just try to be factual. If I get something wrong, I'll admit it. I don't have a problem with saying I was wrong or I don't know. I don't have any problem with that. I think a lot of people do. Ego is very dangerous. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan of clickbait material. So, or maybe, I don't know. Nope, not gonna. Sorry, I don't mean to be negative. All right, okay. Another thing I'd like to do, okay, I've been on, I think, about an hour. So one thing that I want to do, and this is in regards to, if you guys have watched me before, I've probably disclosed this. I requested all 3 Jeffrey Lacasse videos from Tallahassee Police Department, July 21st, 2014, the 23rd, and March of 2015, March 6, 2015. And Tallahassee Police Department records room told me 3 different times that a 7/21/2014 Jeffrey Lacasse interview with either Detective Corey Hale or Detective Craig Isom did not exist. I have the documentation. It does not exist. It does not exist. Well, we all know that it exists. So I was thinking that maybe we would watch Deep Dive True Crimes. He just uploaded it a few months ago, but he basically pieced all 3 interviews together. I'm assuming that he did not cut off the very end of the first one, but it is on his channel. It is kind of abruptly cut. So I don't know what may have gotten said afterwards, because stuff happens in the background outside the room when the camera's still going. And we learned that when I went over the 2, like the second interview with Corey Hale only with Jeffrey Lacasse, and then also the 3rd interview with TPD, and that was Craig Isom. But this first interview, the one like in the middle of the night on the 21st, basically it would have been late night the 20th, early morning 21st, when he drove back in from Tennessee and went straight to the Tallahassee Police Department. I would like to watch that. So let me do this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna answer some of the questions. Well, sorry, there's like mosquitoes. That's why I keep like. Let's see. Okay. Watch her twice. Watching the trial at home, plus a lot of people who are going to block. Oh no, Debbie. Oh. People blocked you because of the owl thing. You didn't do anything wrong. Well, and Debbie, I don't know if you ever watched my live where I actually said like my perspective, my perspective of what went down. But yeah, that was not cool. The DA took a fact from loophole lawyer. Oh no, and put it in it. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where he got the word. Well, I don't know why I spell it out, but where he put the like Howard Stern's PENIS. Yeah, gross. Yeah, I don't want to know about Howard Stern's. Hey, Kristen, I can't remember. Are you local in Tallahassee area? I might not physically go to the trial. I probably will definitely go to definitely. Those are contradicting. I try not to contradict myself. I'll definitely be at the verdict if, as long as it's not, midnight. Okay, Kristen. Yeah, you're on the East Coast though. Okay. I just am worried about being able to hear everything inside the courtroom. Also, I drink a lot of water, like, so, and I don't want to get stuck in there. And if I can't have access to my phone, or I have to have my phone off and there's an emergency with any of my family members, I want to be able to be notified. And based on the stuff that happened last year, I mean, there's some, well, I know one particular person's not coming, but, you know, there's some, you know, some people have, you know, become unhinged in regards to this case. Oh, okay. I lived there for 5 years, Kristen. For college and then a little bit afterwards. That's where I met my husband, was in Tampa. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't like to say their names either. I just think that whole thing's a poop show. Poor John O'Keefe. Okay, I'm going to share this. Please go to Deep Dive True Crime, subscribe, and like his video. I hope he doesn't, I don't think he would ding me for this because he's literally just reposting the TPD video. If he wants to be, you know, if he wants to do that, I kind of hope he would like email me first to tell me that he's going to do it. And then I could maybe, you know, prove to him that I paid a lot of money for 2 videos and they told me that this one didn't exist. And I say a lot of money. Like now I know that if you guys request anything via FOIA and you're local, like don't say you're going to go pick it up. I put in there that I was going to pick up the thumb drives for the videos. So they charged me for the thumb drives and they were high dollar as far as I'm concerned. But then they just literally sent me an email with a zip drive at no cost. And then I had gotten something else and it was in video form and they just sent me the email zip drive, no cost. So I was like, oh, okay, well, the joke's on me. I should have never requested Jeffrey Lacasse's videos in thumb drive. When I told Patty Wilson how much I paid for Jeff's 2 interviews, she almost, I mean, I don't know. She just couldn't believe it. I was like, no, I'll send you my invoice. Okay, I am going to share this and we're going to listen to Jeffrey's first interview when he gets to TPD. Okay, and Mentor Lawyer is showing on the left of this video right now as Jeffrey is getting to the police station when he's coming home from his Tennessee trip. This is roughly 2.5 days after Dan was shot. What's playing on the left is some sort of like convenience store or something. It's basically a video of Jeffrey Lacasse in another state at 1:13 p.m. on the 18th of July in 2014, like proving that he was nowhere near Tallahassee. So that's what's happening in this. I want to rewind because I know, okay, he gets there. Okay, he's waiting for them. And Mentor Lawyer has some music playing right now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, they are hitting.
I appreciate you coming in and talking with me here. Like I said, we're still in the preliminary stages of this investigation.
Yeah.
Your name did come up,
Of course.
because you were associated at some point with Wendi,
Of course.
which is his ex-wife, as I'm sure
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just, I appreciate you coming in.
Sure.
I want to ask you some questions, kind of figure out where you were, if you've heard anything, if you have any information that would be helpful to us.
Yeah.
Just kind of run that whole gamut. Do you happen to have your ID with you? I think.
So my wallet got ripped up and I got my passport right now. I can show you that.
Okay. Is this you here? Or is that a different?
No, that's me.
look different.
Well, yeah,
You got the beard.
about 10 years ago. Yeah, that's when I want to.
Oh, okay.
I moved Swift from Arizona at the beginning of the year. I kind of switched my license over, so it's Arizona, but that's me.
Yeah. All right.
And beer. Can I be here, actually?
Okay, and you're 10/18/71.
Yes, sir. What do you prefer that I call you?
I can call me Corey.
Okay.
You don't have to be on a
Okay.
formal basis.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
here's my question before you get started. Is this,
I'm sorry.
is this on the record as I give you
Yes,
this?
it's on the record.
Is there any opportunity to talk off the record, or that's not possible?
No, it's possible.
Okay, we do on the record first, and I have a couple theoretical things that I
Sure.
want to be quoted on, but
Yeah.
okay.
That'd be great.
Okay.
What's your current address?
410 Victory Garden Lane, apartment number 41.
Oh goodness, I didn't know that.
Is that Windrush Village?
It is.
Apartment 41?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like the neighborhood over there?
It's cheap. It's $500. I'm saving for a house. So.
Oh, okay. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I used to live right over there off of Claremont.
Yeah, sure.
Which is right there across the road.
That's very nice.
Well, like you said, it's kind of cheap over there.
Yeah.
That's where I first moved when I got out of college. But
Okay, sure.
anyway, that's neither here nor there. Do you have any contact numbers that I can reach you at? Should I
Sure.
need to talk to you later?
Sure.
I think I talked to you on a 294 number.
That's the number. That's the only number I have.
That's your number.
Yeah.
Okay, I got that one. Just tell me a little bit about yourself as far as your background and
Sure,
stuff like
sure,
that. Kind of what you would.
Hi, Allison, my father's alibi. Thank you for joining. So what we're doing is we're going to watch Jeffrey Lacass's first interview, the one that I could never get from TPD. And yes, Roberta Glass did a live stream last night with Allison and her daughter, Sarah. I missed a lot of it. I do need to rewatch it. But I did come in maybe about 20 minutes before it was over. I actually thought you might have gone. I thought that you were possibly going to go live right after that, Allison, because I know that you got a call. And then Sarah and Roberta finished off the live stream. But it was pretty cool because Roberta was asking some funny questions with Sarah about her starting at Yale this fall or in 2 days or moving in tomorrow. Yeah. I was showing everyone's chats, like kind of going through. I did see your chats about Epstein's book on Wendi Adelson, or the Markel Murder. So I actually have not read that book or even listened to it. So that's definitely something I should do. Yeah, I do remember a lot of YouTubers telling people not to read his book. I don't know what that was about. I wasn't listening to them. I just really never got around to it. Oh, that's good. I need to watch that as well. Thank you. Debbie, you got all the tea. You have all the goss. I want to read this real quick. Oh. Oh. Who are you guys talking about? A year off of pay to write the book? Wait, maybe I'm confused. Let me see. Who got a year off of work? That sounds fun. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, Debbie, FSU wasn't that popular or that great of a law school back then. I think it's like rated top right now, which is interesting to me. But I know that he was highly sought after. Oh, is that when Dan went to Israel? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for clarifying. All right, let's get back to this real quick. Okay, thank you. Again, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. And just to refresh, at the beginning of this live stream, I drove Wendi's rental home to Mozaik per request of John Smith. And I had thought about doing that before, but I guess I just really didn't get around to it. Sorry.
Wendi.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually got my PhD here at Florida State in 2008.
Okay.
Graduated from FSU, went to Arizona for 5 years, and this is my first year back. So I met Wendi maybe a month after I got back. Met her in September of 2013.
Okay.
We were set up on a date by a mutual friend I work with.
And who was that?
Stephen Tripodi. And another mutual friend. It's kind of two of them. Jane McPherson, who I know you talked to.
How's Stephen spell his last name?
Tripodi. I know it was him and Jane McPherson were all for a drink, and they both kind of suggested I've talked to Jane. I know you've met Jane's.
I have.
Oh, you have someone met Jane. She was in here when Wendi did her long 9-hour day.
Okay, and I take it you've talked to somebody about that because you know about it?
I talked to Jane for 5 minutes. I've been out of town.
Okay.
And Wendi and I are estranged at the moment, so it's pretty bad timing in terms of that. So I can get to that as I give you the tape.
Sure.
So we started dating in September, did it all through the fall.
Okay.
Wasn't serious back then. She was dating other people as well. Came back from Christmas break, had a conversation, decided to date more seriously. By March 1, we're a couple, we're girlfriend, boyfriend.
By March of 2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe late February, around then.
I apologize. I was muted. I was going to answer Kristen's question. Dan's sons were born in July of 2009, and then 15 months later in October of 2010. So, no, not in 2011.
Around Valentine's Day, I hit her with the romance and all that. We clicked together. And then spent a lot of time with Wendi. I don't think anybody's been with Wendi more than me in the last 6 months.
Okay.
She has 2 kids. I've been over there, I'd say 80 or 90% of nights I'm over there. And every single night that she doesn't have the kids, with maybe just 1 or 2 exceptions, if she's in town, I've slept over. So I spent a lot of time with her. We get some problems.
Where's that at?
That's 3303 Aqua Ridge Way in Karn. Always at her house, never at mine. I got a shitty apartment, as you know. We ran into some problems in May and June. Started fighting.
And I'm not here to get into your personal life.
Yeah, but I think I made better. Go ahead. Yeah.
But given the severity of this incident,
Yes.
I mean, I am going to pry a little bit. I hope you
Pry
don't
as
get
much
offended by that.
I'm not offended.
Ultimately, I mean, what our goal is to find out who did this and bring them to justice.
I get it. I
You
get
know,
it.
I see, I'm not going to bring it up, but I do see like a question in the chat. I think sometimes moderators might block people when the creator doesn't even know. So maybe you guys, I don't know, you can go in and unblock her if you desire. But I don't want to get into that discussion.
So,
Anything you need to ask. That helps me because I don't want to volunteer my BS if it's not useful to you. So tell me what's useful to you if anything you want to.
yeah, and with that, I'll just tell me everything, and I'll write down what's useful and discard the rest.
Okay.
So what kind of problems were you getting into in May and June? Was it?
Yeah. Jeez, that's gonna be public. This is fucked up.
Wait, what was that?
I said this. If this goes public, it's just I know how this works.
It probably won't.
Okay.
See,
I'm in an awkward situation because there's a 1%.
Come on, Detective Hale. You know about FOIA. You know about sunshine laws. You knew this was going to be public. He's worried. All right, moving on.
Percent chance Wendi and I get back together. You know what I mean? We're estranged at the moment.
Right.
So I have that in the back of my. It's a 1% chance it's over. I think she must have.
Okay, Wendi has totally ghosted Jeffrey. And he still has a 1% chance of getting back with her. Oh, Jeffrey.
South Florida ASAP. But let me just.
We'll get into that.
Okay. So in May, she disclosed to me that I did a stupid thing. I said, "Who was that guy you were dating when we first started dating?" She said, "Daniel Sack." I don't know if his name has come across.
Okay. You asked her about that?
Yeah. I was just, we're just doing idle talk. Come back from a beach vacation and reminiscing about when we first fell in love and all this kind of stuff. And
okay, Jeffrey is going to talk about running into Sack and Wendi, and it's actually at All Saints Coffee Shop. I don't even believe exists anymore. I do know the area of where it used to be. And when people talk about the Red Eye Coffee Shop, and I pass by that 2 or 3 times a day, maybe 4. I'll do a video on the Red Eye because you can literally see everyone inside the Red Eye. He would have actually had to go into All Saints to see them, and he does. But yeah, he sees Wendi and Daniel Sack, I believe, on May 19th of 2014, because remember, Daniel Sack leaves and moves out of town. I believe he goes to Amherst or something, college. And on the 20th of May.
And
what was this guy's name?
Daniel Sack. He was a
you know how he spells his last name?
Yeah, S-A-C-K, just Sack.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah. He was a professor.
Former boyfriend of hers. Or
that's
not boyfriend.
Well, no, maybe that's what the argument was. That's what we started having arguments.
Okay, I'll let you tell the story.
So she told me that they stopped seeing each other in the fall, and that she continued to see him platonically.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not believe Wendi. I have a pretty decent bullshit detector. Just didn't sound right,
Okay. So was it just based on your intuition alone, or did you have some kind of verification?
She would always say, she said, "I continue to see him throughout the spring." And I said, "Oh yeah, where? What you guys do?" And she said, "To coffee a couple of times." I said, "Oh, cool. I didn't care about that. Coffee." And she said, "Yeah, I go for walks with him." I said, "Where do you go for walks?"
Patricia, you were right. I'm going to bring up your thing. I want to say hi to my dog named, Bo. Yeah, Patricia, you are so correct. Jeff's interviews are quite unique. He's honest as the day is long, and he saw the whole nasty saga. Yes. But see, Wendi picked him for a reason. Like, he is super analytical, but he's also like social worker type thing. Like, you guys, someone like Wendi who is going to pick friends and just complain, and play the victim about Dan Markel over and over and over. These are social work people. They will listen to you forever. She was highly skilled and also manipulative, as far as I'm concerned, in the types of folks that she kept in her inner circle. They were not people or friends of hers that were ever going to say no. They were going to coddle her, rock her like a baby, say yes, yes, yes to her, and ooh, Dan Markel is the bad guy. Oh, he mentioned you might have mental illness. Maybe he was concerned with his wife's mental stability and said, "Hey, babe, go get a counseling session." I don't know. Okay, moving on.
She's like, in his neighborhood. Wait a sec, you're going to some guy's house? Seriously?
Mhm.
And as soon as I went back, she shut down. She wouldn't tell me anything about him. And it became like a topic because all of a sudden, I'm going to give you a little background too. If you dig into Wendi's calendar, you're going to see she's constantly traveling to South Florida all the time. And it wasn't a normal boyfriend-girlfriend thing in that.
With you?
With me. No, with me.
Okay.
I don't know what with him.
Yeah.
I have no idea the extent. I mean, I said, were you in love with him? Was it just a fuck buddy? Well, just tell me what this is. And so I don't have any information about that at all.
Right.
They could have had I just don't know. He moved to Amherst, Massachusetts, May 20th. So he's been gone. So I don't know if he's some interest. No, I never met the well, I didn't meet the guy. I walked in on them in a coffee shop having coffee. I walked into All Saints one day, they were having coffee. That's actually where the fleet back up. I walked into like a week later, I walked into All Saints.
When did you say he moved over there?
May 23rd, he moved to Amherst. And they dated September. Well, that's what our dispute was about. I think they dated September.
You think they dated past?
I think that
And it went into the relationship you shared
I
with her.
think so. But she would say it wasn't platonic. And I said, well, I don't appreciate not knowing about this. So it became a whole thing. I lost the trust. I was like, this is screwed up.
Yeah, sure.
And she was real weird about it. Like, he's not the best liar ever. I mean, she just gets so anxious that like it was a thing. So anyway, yeah, that little dispute about that turned into a whole thing, a whole disaster.
I'm sorry. Let me back up
Yeah.
a second. When did you get your PhD in?
Social work.
Okay.
I'm a mental health guy.
Okay. It seems a lot of the circle is attorneys.
Attorneys and social work, actually, yeah.
And so you're kind of in that circle as well because your mutual friends knew her.
Oh yeah, it was interesting. She's Jewish, as you probably know, and my mentor at FSU, that's where she goes for Jewish holidays. That's why we slid in together. We had the same friends.
Are you Jewish as well?
No.
Okay.
But we had like 10 mutual friends. So that's what I clicked, I was like easy. I was safe to her.
So right now, Jeff is basically talking about, and remember his friend Stephen Tripodi is the one who set Wendi and Jeffrey Lacasse up. And Jane McPherson was pretty much a person in that friend group. So they were like all kind of together. And then Jane supported that Jeff would date Wendi. But I want to ask this. Okay, does anyone remember Jeffrey saying that she already canceled Cali trip to meet the parents? I remember that, but not when. I'd like to know if she ever purchased a ticket. I don't know if she ever purchased a ticket. I know he did, and I can't remember exactly which interview it was in, but I think it's in the third one with Isom, the May 6th of 2015 interview at TPD, and that complete interview as well as a live stream discussing it is on my channel. But I remember him saying, yeah, we purchased tickets like to ice them. And then he's like, oh, well, wait a second. And then he corrected himself and said, no, I have purchased tickets. I don't know now for sure if she ever really purchased tickets. But she canceled the July trip. I'm trying to remember. I believe Wendi canceled the California trip with Jeff at the either in the beginning of June or at the ending of June. Because June 28th, that weekend, is when Wendi and Jeff Lacasse, they have their Gainesville trip where he was doing some sort of speech at a seminar involving social work, clinical social work type things. And then Wendi went along with him. And remember, that's when they have the big fight. She's like, fetal position, crying, because he confronts her about all of her escapades that he's caught her in, and the gaslighting. Yes. Thank you, Kristen. I'm sorry, I was a little behind in the chat. Yes, and emails show that their trip to California was supposed to be between the 11th and the 17th, even though Jeffrey says in his interview, I believe even in the March interview, that it was supposed to be to the 19th. It's actually supposed to be till the 17th. And that was confirmed with, the information that Jeffrey had sent to TPD to back up all of the things that he had told them during his interviews. So he gets his own dates wrong, but their Cali trip was supposed to be between July 11th and 17th. And that's why he was so confused about why she was worried about not being there on July 18th in the late afternoon to pick up the boys, because they would have totally been back in town on the 17th. I agree, Murder by Maestro. He is not jilted or jealous. He is broken. He's manipulated. He is loved bombed by a narcissist, in my opinion, who was raised by narcissists. Donna. Yes, I agree, Debbie. Yes. Okay, June 4th is when she spoke to him in Cancel, California. That was the first attempt, yes. That was when they came up here and followed him. And, that's what I should do. I just thought of this, because I know why they kept losing, the hitmen kept losing Dan when he was dropping the boys off at Creative. It is on this very narrow part of Tharp Street. And if you're not going to turn into Creative and and go into that parking lot, you literally have to go down a little bit. I think it's like the next block, turn on the street, do a 3-point turn back out on Tharp Street. And people are moving, like people are going on there, so you would have had to wait. I know exactly why they kept losing him, tailing him to Creative. Yes, they started fighting in May, and this is what he's going to get to. They started fighting in May because he catches her with Daniel Sack, and then he looks into her, her planner, like her date book. That's a physical date book. And then he finds out that she's been going over to Daniel Sack's house and having walks with him in his neighborhood. Yes. Oh, I know, you guys. He's poor Jeffrey. So, okay, Debbie, I just want to answer this and then I will go back to the video. And again, thank you everyone for being here and staying here. I really appreciate it. So, I don't know if Jeff knew anymore. I'm almost thinking that it might have been his intuition. When Jeffrey and Wendi, Charlie and Katie Magbanua are all at the Yardbird restaurant sitting on the patio eating. Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera are in a vehicle parked on the street watching them. I don't know if Jeffrey got up and went to the restroom and then there was conversation between Wendi, Charlie, and Katie. At that point, maybe he came back, I don't know. I've gone back and forth. But I truly believe that it was intuition. And I know I've said this before. I think his mind is racing, right? He's an analyst. He's a deep thinker. His mind is probably always just running. And of course, when Wendi sends him that email, like, please give me a week. I don't want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. But then she says, hey, are you still going to be here on Friday? And he says it's up in the air. I think on the Thursday, the 17th, with him thinking about all of these things for over 48 hours since he got that do not contact me email from Wendi, he was probably restless. And I kind of just have a feeling he looked at a calendar or a clock or something and was like, I'm getting out of town. I think the 18th made him super uncomfortable. That is my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, and John Smith did that song, right? Magic Hoo-Ha. He probably should have named it Black Magic Hoo-Ha. Sorry. Yes, I do laugh at my own jokes. Oh. Okay, I'm going to keep playing it, guys. This will take forever if I don't.
Because all these people already said, oh, yeah, he's a good guy.
Right.
I was on
Vouch for you.
yeah, that kind of thing. So it was a lot of mutual dates, that kind of thing. But anyway, we had this dispute, and I was pissed. I was just like, she's been a lot of work. I mean, she's always traveling, and when I say not normal, I just mean like we had 2 weekends together in March, April, May.
Yeah, Kristen. Yes, Kristen. Black Magic Hoo-Ha. A little bit of Nicole Kessinger going on.
Combined. And otherwise she's booked, So I was a little suspicious about that. Now she always just said I'm so busy with work, and she is a prolific attorney and writer and all that. So, but anyway, next week I walk into All Saints Coffee, and not.
And no, that Nicole Kessinger comment was not blaming her at all. And I do think that Chris Watts is totally evil. I just think that she helped him a little bit with making decisions, and I still have questions about that. Sorry, side note, but no, I am not a supporter of Chris Watts at all. But I think that Nikki Kessinger was discussing herself as well.
When I say not normal, I just mean like we had 2 weekends together in March, April, May combined. And otherwise she's booked, So I was a little suspicious about that. Now she always just said I'm so busy with work, and she is a prolific attorney and writer and all that. So, but anyway, next week I walk into All Saints Coffee, And I told her not to see this guy again. I said, you don't want to talk about it? That's fine. I just don't want you to see him ever again.
What'd she say?
She said, okay. He's moving in a week anyway. And I said, okay, problem solved. You know, I said, you don't have to tell me anything about him. I just, you don't want to describe it. I don't want you seeing him, public or not. I'm not usually like that, but she pushed my buttons on this thing. So I walk in the house to get a cup of coffee, and she's sitting there with him. I walk away, Tallahassee is a small town. So, and I started to walk up to the table, and I was annoyed, but I just prepared to shake the guy's hand and be the better man and say, how you doing? He's leaving tomorrow. What's the big deal? I didn't like what I saw. She's giggling too much. She's twirling her hair. He's leaving clothes. So I was like, oh, I see what this is. That's what it looked like. That was my instinct anyway. Anyway, that became a debacle. So that's when we started fighting. So
did you confront him then?
I didn't. I started walking towards him, and temper started flaring. I thought, I do not need to end up getting arrested for assault on All Saints Coffee. So I just went into the bathroom, and she ran to the bathroom and was stopping in the bathroom. It was her worst nightmare.
But she saw you there, so
no, I let her see me, but I never confronted them. I just got out of their way because I didn't want to cause a whole scene.
Okay.
And that's when we started fighting, because I lost all trust because he had not go to the copy. And when we got back that night, we're fighting. It became really clear she was incredibly nervous about it. So I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't have any room. Well, there were times throughout the spring semester that I'm 99% confident that she was sitting both of us. There were all kinds of signs, stuff, getting home at 9:30 at night, things like that. But I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But I was pretty confident. And it's actually, we had a fight. I'll tell you about in a second. But she conceded that in March she had seen him a few times. So anyway, so June we start. May we fight all May because of that. Couldn't get over it. And then in June, he's moved, right? So she's sad for a couple weeks after he leaves, which I noticed. And then she became the best girlfriend ever all of a sudden. It was really interesting. All of a sudden I had this new girlfriend. It's like she's all attentive and everything.
Right.
Instead of getting happy, I got pissed because I was like, oh, I see what I can see. I'm all of a sudden getting all the energy.
Right.
All of a sudden.
You're here, he's not.
Yeah, I didn't make me feel special exactly.
Right. I can understand.
So and we were and I got pissed off and I did some snooping. I looked through her calendar. I started getting real suspicious, and I was just like,
What kind of calendar?
an agenda. She's an agenda.
Like
So what Jeffrey's describing is, she runs into the bathroom and starts sobbing because she sees Jeffrey at All Saints Coffee while she's there with Daniel Sack. And then like a week later, she starts love bombing him and wanting to get back with Jeff again. Oh, he was played like a fiddle, in my opinion.
regular paper calendar?
Like paper calendar that she carries in her backpack, and she'll put it on the table in the bathroom. I just flip through, and it's Daniel Sack. So I was like, they were going on dates in public and stuff. They went zip lining at Tallahassee Museum, stuff like that. So I didn't tell her I did that. I didn't know what to do with it because I don't know if you met Wendi.
Not personally.
Oh, very charismatic and very good at. Once you date this girl, you just do anything for her. I'm not the only man that's been under her thumb in that way. I mean, she really has this charisma, this sexuality, and so you throw yourself in front of a bus for this girl. It's just a new kind of thing for me. But we went to Gainesville. I teach for FSU, and we have an off-campus program at UF. Took her with me so we could go out and have dinner, and then during the day I worked and she worked. And I Saturday night I got really upset. She made some crack. She's got a certain sense of humor. She made some crack, and I just waited to know about this stuff. And I looked at your agenda, I know what's going on, all this kind of stuff. And I've never been violent. We're in a hotel room, and I didn't raise my voice louder than you could in a hotel room. But I was intense, and I was really like, this his fault. I was really upset. And she just went to be.
Yes, you're correct. But he's talking about a hard copy of a calendar, I think he's calling it her agenda, and I would just call it a planner. But yeah, she probably also had things in her cell phone too that would, give her reminders. But I don't. I also keep. Well, I used to. I don't necessarily keep it anymore because kind of rely more on my phone now just because of alerts and dings. But I used to keep both a phone, like a calendar on my phone, and a hard copy planner. Well, I think what he's describing is that, like, I don't know. Well, we don't know yet what Wendi's phone entails, right? We don't know what is all on her calendar in her phone. But what Jeffrey's describing is that she had a hard copy calendar. Patricia Burns is the funniest person ever. Okay, moving on. So he's discussing right now the Gainesville trip. And when he confronts her on her cheating, pretty much.
Pieces to complete pieces. She's very fragile emotionally. She just lost her shit. So we had the most awkward drive ever from Gainesville to Tallahassee the next day. You know,
Yes.
so it was pretty awkward. And
When was this exactly?
that was June 28th.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then the next day, she drove with their parents to South Florida for 14 days.
So you really haven't seen her since then, or have you?
No, if I get to that in just a second, just to sketch it out. Yeah. So while she's gone, and this may bear, I can tell you a lot about when she's in South Florida. I suspect that's of interest. She's got both her parents down there, and they're very dedicated grandparents. She has like full-time shock care. And I've seen like in Tallahassee, the parents will come and we'll go on dates and stuff because the parents are more than happy. They love those kids. They're all into it. Mom's an ex-kindergarten teacher. They just get off on it. But always when she's in South Florida, I don't hear from her like at all. As much as I would expect to being her boyfriend.
Mhm.
So she always says, I've been busy with the kids. And that never made sense, especially 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, you know. So that was similar this time. Now we were
When did the kids go to bed normally?
8, 8:30 or earlier. We started trying at 7:30.
So you would think she would, if she puts the kids down at 8:30, she'd be able to talk to you immediately after that.
Or during the day while they're swimming in the pool. I mean, and again, she's pissed off at me. She's actually, in retrospect, she's done with me at this point. She couldn't take it, you know. That's why I hadn't confronted her yet. I knew once I confronted her, she's gonna crumble. That's too much shame, too much guilt. But this last time, we're trying to keep the relationship via email. There's 20 emails going back and forth. I'm apologizing. Why am I apologizing? I don't know, but I'm apologizing and all this stuff. So we're just trying to make it work.
Sure.
And she comes back into town. We go on a date Monday. A week ago today, went on a date.
Okay.
And we went to see the movie Neighbors over at Movies 8. We're trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again here, you know. And we're not going to stand off because I'm not going to say she didn't do it something, and she said I never did anything. I'm completely innocent, but she's also conceded all kinds of things in the conversation. So, you know, she doesn't know what to do. We go out to see Neighbors. Had another little squabble. Didn't go well.
What was that about?
I was just same thing. I was just trying to say, look, let's just forgive him, forget him. Both of us will move on here, you know. But she wanted me to just roll over, and it's a little too stubborn. I didn't trust her anymore. It's damaged beyond repair, probably. I was in love with this girl, man. So it was hard. We've been with the kids. I'm like a co-parent, basically. It was really rough.
How old are the kids?
3 and 4. Yeah, Ben and Lincoln. So the next night. And by the way, while she's in South Florida, she is completely miserable. She gets depressed, she gets anxious, and she's got her baggage. But even though we didn't have much contact, I never heard her as bad as she was this trip to South Florida. I mean, this blew up her world.
And how do you know she was in a bad place?
Just because when we talked, she was just.
So she did call you like.
Yeah. 14 days, I got 3 phone calls, but they were really. I'm a clinician. She doesn't sound good clinically. I mean, she sounded really bad. I was worried about her, actually. I didn't think she was a suicide risk, but I I thought she was really depressed is what I thought was going on. And she hates Tallahassee. I mean, I'm sure that you've heard that already. She does not want to be here. And I was the one thing that was kind of her anchor here, and boom. So this was her odd position.
Right.
So Tuesday night we go to yoga. Really awkward. Most awkward yoga. And we walk to the car and say, love you, Wendi. She goes, I know.
Hi, kitties. Thank you for being here.
Need some time. I said, okay. And I get an email with a no contact order 2 hours later. I think her therapist suggested she do this. I think her therapist, my suspicion is that Wendi told her one side of the story and I was cast as the abusive male because Danny is not good to her and she's on the lookout for an abusive male. Danny was emotionally abusive. Anyway, I get this email saying, don't contact me for 7 days and then I'll get in touch, which I was not happy about. But too much of a control grab for me. Let's just talk or just break up with me, But anyway, so Wednesday, Thursday, hear nothing. She posts those pictures on Facebook with her boobs hanging out, and people are telling me she's messing with you on the internet. I don't know if that was true or not. And then Friday, so I haven't heard from her. She's was supposed to contact me tomorrow. I don't think
How do you know she was supposed to contact
she
you?
said 7 days.
Oh, okay. So that thing, the email.
Yeah, it's not
So-
contact you in 7 days.
So that you think that's something her therapist recommend her do to give her time to think and
That's my guess.
let the air clear a little bit?
That's my guess. If you Google it, it's how you break up with an emotionally abusive guy. You give yourself 7 days away from him so he can't convince you to stay. So that's what I saw when I Googled it because I never heard of this. No girl's ever done that. That's bizarre, right? I mean, anyway, so that was 3 days later. This happens, Danny gets shot. So, yeah. So that's our story, and I haven't heard from her. Oh, I texted her. I called Jay McPherson, and I said, hey, I got a no contact thing. Part of this whole thing is to see if the guy can do it, because if the guy's really narcissistic and sociopathic, he won't be able to not contact her. He'll act out. So I said, I want to.
When did you contact Jane?
Contacted Jane on Saturday when I was emailed that Danny had been shot. And I called Jane and I said, hey, I don't know if I should contact Wendi or not. This seems like this is way more important than a stupid no contact email. And she said, yeah, just email, just text her. And I sent her just a nice text saying, I care a lot about you and the kids. If you need anything, I know we're in a strange place, but if you need anything, please let me know. I'm always here, She didn't even text back.
When was that?
That was Saturday at 2 p.m.
Well, I mean, she got a lot on her mind right now.
She does, but the thing was, she's texting with Jane. She's calling her mutual friend. She's in touch with lots of other people.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
and it just may be too messy for her.
yeah,
But I'm not trying to.
I wouldn't take that personally
No, I'm not.
at this point.
No, I'm not. I know she's in a mess. But I also would expect to hear from her.
So on Saturday, July 19th of 2014 at 2 p.m., Jeffrey Lacasse sends his last text to Wendi. And that's the one where he's telling her, forget about us. I'm worried about you and the boys. And he also says that he sends a bereavement book to the boys.
Or tomorrow either. So I've had no contact whatsoever. I sent her a book for little kids about bereavement from Amazon, and that'd be the last contact I have.
Right, you sent a text on Saturday
2
to
p.m.
her.
I'm sorry, I let the cat out of the bag before he got to it, but yes, let's listen to that one more time. So there is specifying his very last text to her on the 19th at 2 p.m.
For little kids about bereavement from Amazon, and that'd be the last contact I have.
Right, you sent a text on Saturday
2
to
p.m.
her. It went unanswered.
And then I'm on the phone with Jane 5 minutes later, and Jane's like, oh, I'm getting a text from Wendi. So I know she was around.
And her phone was working.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's
do you know if she's dating anyone else? Or if there's anyone else aside from this Dan Sack guy?
I'm going to have to speculate a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. Like I said, we're investigating any and all leads.
So if you're looking for a potential love triangle, if that's the issue, like someone that would,
We're still,
Yeah.
we're still trying
Yeah.
to figure all this out.
yeah, It's weird because I don't want to sound like just like the jealous boyfriend, you know what I mean?
We're taking all that into consideration too. And I mean,
Okay. There's going to be a lot of men that are enamored of Wendi, that are really into Wendi and feel protective over Wendi. And there's a few of them. Now, I don't know which of these guys she's going to say, oh, that's just a friend. And that's true. I don't know. But I'm, skeptical. So I can give you some names. I'm sure you have
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You say she can kind of put men under her spell.
Absolutely.
For lack of a better term.
No, it's true. It's true. I was caught. Yeah.
Who's the guy that is like totally that guy, just out of sorts, not himself, would do anything for her?
See, I don't think it's like.
Do you think there's anybody like that out there?
Well, I wonder. You guys have had access to find out that I've always suspected there's a guy in South Florida because not getting my phone calls returned, all this kind of stuff. And she goes to South Florida a lot.
Okay.
And there's a weird pattern of behavior. And so my suspicion has always been that there was a guy in South Florida. I wouldn't know who that was. I can give you some other names of people that I know. Now, I don't think they would. It would be bizarre for any of the people I'm going to tell you to kill somebody because these are like highly educated, sometimes very wealthy, you know what I mean? But did they facilitate it? Were they involved? I wouldn't know. Here's a few names for you. Mehul Patel, Mehul, Patel. He's like a millionaire that runs a nonprofit. It seemed bizarre. But Wendy's spent a week with him at Christmas time.
Is he here in town?
No, he's in New York City. It seems like
To answer Kitty's, it is Magic Hoo Ha.
far-flung idea, but if you want to know who the men that love Wendi are, that's one. Wendy's also got a big mouth that tells me what men worship her, so I got a pretty good list here.
This isn't going to be like a list of 500 guys. I mean,
There's Miguel.
I mean, we're looking for viable leads. I mean, obviously, we pulled you in here today
Yeah.
because of your relationship with her.
Sure.
But I mean, let me ask you this before I get a laundry list of guys.
Yeah, it's only 3 or 4 actually, but go ahead.
Have you ever met the victim?
Yeah.
Did you know him?
I spent 20 hours with Danny over a 9-month period in various children's functions.
When did you meet the victim?
I met the victim on January 12th, 2014. Wendy and I went to a comedy show at the Bradfordville Blues Club, and we had to switch the kids off, and he was late and I was early.
Awkward.
Pretty awkward.
Oh, by the way, I used to go to Bradfordville Blues Club a lot, but that was in the early to mid 2000s, not this late. But it's considered like an old-timey, old-fashioned juke joint. We used to have so much fun, and there would literally only be about 15 patrons in there. Sorry. It was definitely a lot more popular, like 10 years after I was going. And they had renovated and built up some more and made it a lot larger. But back in the day, it was just literally... It was out in the middle of nowhere, 1. 2, it was just like a cement block with a bar, a dance floor, and a place for a band to play. Okay.
Yeah. And then Wendy feared him.
How do you remember that date? I mean, that was just like boom.
Because I was going through my calendar about a week ago trying to figure out how much shit she was pulling over the last 6 months. So I was just looking at the calendar trying to see how many. I was trying to get a sense of, it's actually more like a month. I was trying to get a sense of.
So Jeffrey just pulls out very quickly that he met Dan Markel on January 12th. And Corey Hale's like, whoa. But, once Jeffrey refreshes his memory on things, he's going to be able to pull out those dates like that.
how much time is Wendi away from me? So I looked through my calendar, but I'm pretty good with names and dates and times and stuff. So
It's impressive.
yeah, it sounds kind of creepy, probably, but when you could make that makes like a stalker to her. So,
So you met him there on the 12th,
yeah.
and you said you met him at some various children's functions.
Well, like
When
when he was afraid of Danny, when he would almost have a panic attack in front of Danny, which always made me. And when he's pretty closed off, she doesn't disclose information easily. I wonder if he used to beat her ass. I mean, I didn't know, but it seemed out of proportion for a guy who's just kind of a general dickhead. You know what I mean? It didn't make sense. She would get heart palpitations and stuff. So every time the kids had to go sing at sing on the Capitol steps for some function, I would go to kind of be an interference, basically. So I did a lot of that. Not that many times, maybe 6 to 10 times, but
Kristen, I remember dates really well. In fact, everyone since I've been little tell me like I tell stories like a 80-something-year-old because I remember dates. But that's how I chronologically file things in my head. My brain just absorbs info like crazy.
Whenever it was when I wasn't working, I was able to. I did that. So Danny and I were as close to each other, probably for 20 hours over a 10-month period. We were friendly to each other. He was nice. He was condescending, but nice.
Have you ever been to his residence?
I've driven past it with Wendi because that Trescott's a shortcut through Corn, so I've driven past it 100 times, but never stopped.
All right. Can you tell me where you were, like, up to and immediately after Friday?
Yeah, absolutely. Thursday night, I was very upset about all this, and I was going to Tennessee on Friday or Saturday. I had big plans. I called my friends, but I'm really upset. He said, "Get in your car and drive." So Thursday at 7-ish, I just started driving north on 319 to get to 75. I drove probably halfway to Tennessee, stayed in a suburb of Atlanta Thursday night. Friday, I drove to Tennessee, Harrogate, Tennessee. I just got back.
So when you drove, what'd you drive? Your vehicle?
My car, my 2004 Nissan Sentra.
And you said you stopped in the suburb of Atlanta?
Mhm.
Where was that?
Can't remember. I stayed at a really crappy Days Inn, maybe 20 miles south of Atlanta.
$20 miles south of Atlanta.
Yeah, roughly. I could pull up a credit card receipt if you really need to know.
Paid with a credit card?
Yeah. Used my credit card on the whole trip. And I stayed with a very close friend up there and his wife. So I stayed at their house.
Okay. Okay. So if you let me get a timeline.
Yeah.
So Thursday you started driving. You drove up to roughly Atlanta.
Yeah, about 11:30 I pulled over. Yeah, it's getting tired.
All right. What time did you get up and leave?
Oh, I left at 9 a.m. I couldn't sleep that night. I was upset about Wendi. So I probably was up watching TV till 2:30. I got up at 8:15 and I took a shower, got out of there at 9.
Time did you check out? 9?
I didn't check out. Just one of those crappy playback hotels. Just got in my car. And I'm in Tennessee by 2:30. I can give you my friend's name if that helps, because he was.
Just by the way, I would speed up this interview. However, Jeffrey speaks quickly as it is, and even like 1.15 is way too fast.
I stayed at his house with his wife.
Sure.
His name's Jonathan Leo, Leo. He's a professor.
You have a contact number for him, just so I can verify?
Absolutely. John's the dean of students in medical school. Leo, 865-278-8690.
And who is his wife?
His wife is Susan Leo.
Yes, they manipulate folks to get their supply. They have to continue to get supply from their victims to make themselves, I guess, happy. I don't know. I don't really understand a lot of that, but
I don't have her number. I'm gonna call her. But I arrived. I remember my exact time. It's about. I went straight there. So about 2-ish.
2:30.
Yeah.
All right. Did you make any stops in between here and there? Between that
to
two
gas
days?
up. To gas up.
What was that?
I stopped somewhere on 319, I believe. Yeah, I stopped somewhere on 319 Thursday night. On Friday, I don't remember on Friday. I have to check credit card records. I can't remember if I got enough gas. I just went straight through. But I stopped at 8 at some point on Friday. So there'd be a credit card receipt of me eating somewhere between Atlanta and Tennessee. I think I stopped at McDonald's.
And then when did you start coming back?
I left Sunday at about 10:30. Stopped in Kennesaw, Georgia to stay the night with a friend and just got back. I give you their stuff if you need those. I must have.
Where'd you say that in Georgia?
Kennesaw.
Familiar.
It's KENNESSAW.
Is that north of Atlanta?
I don't know. I was using GPS. Sorry. This is Lisa Barbanel. It's Lisa Johnson is her name, actually. Her number is 678-451-3969. She's a professor.
Give me that 678.
678-451-3969. She's a professor at Kansas State.
Okay. And then you talked to me earlier this morning and you came straight in.
Just got her.
Straight in from there. Let's go back a minute.
Yeah.
Talk about you told me.
so just to keep up with the chat a little bit, yeah. So I think Kristen answers or says back to Debbie Martin, like the baby narc not getting her way. So one thing that I realized, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that Donna is narcissistic and that she's raised Wendi, right? So now Wendi is a narcissist. But the text message in the hot mic jail phone call where she reads what Wendi writes to her is, as far as I'm concerned, it's like the icing on the cake. And it's Wendi now becoming the one that is over her mother, if that makes sense. Like she's now the leader of the family. Because you know what? Donna's going down. Wendi knows it. I think she still thinks she might not get arrested. I'm sure. I know that they're watching, channels. They're not watching my channel. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. This is opinions. We're here to chat and discuss true crime. Okay, I'll keep going. I did speed it up to 1.1 because it kind of... This part's funny, though. He's about to start talking about... He's basically giving Detective Corey Hale. Okay, so this interview, it has Detective Corey Hale in the beginning, and then Isom comes in at the... Let me see my notes. Isom comes in at the 22 minutes. So 3 hours and 20... Or I'm sorry, at 3 o'clock and 22 minutes. 3:22 a.m. So then Jeffrey kind of has to repeat himself. Yeah, she becomes and imagine I guess it's when the narcissistic child like gets one over on the parent who's raised them to be as such. Because children are born innocent. They are raised or social influence, behavioral, all of that kind of stuff. Like that happens like as they are growing up and being raised.
About this Miho.
I mean, he doesn't seem like a suspect to me, but I'm just thinking if you want to know men that Wendi has spent time with that suspect there's some romantic connection, maybe a paranoid boyfriend, maybe not, I don't know, but stayed with her for a week, or stayed in Miami for a week across Christmas break, and she saw him at a conference together in March. Seems very unlikely to me. Miguel, I don't know if you know the name Miguel, her ex-boyfriend. Again, all these people are like, they're not thugs, so it'd be pretty strange, but I don't know Miguel's last name. He's like a corporate guy at Exxon, I think. He hates Danny, but so did everybody. So, you could verify on her phone the text messages from Miguel saying, screw that guy, I hate that guy,
Where'd you say it works?
I think Exxon. He's in DC.
She up to DC a lot?
No, he just moved there. She broke up. Yeah. No, she doesn't go to DC a lot. But she dated him till like June. And he was in New Orleans for the year previous, so she would have been in New Orleans a lot. So.
Weren't you dating her in March?
Now, this is June of 2013, they broke up.
June.
Again, we are watching Mentor Lawyer's copy of Jeffrey Lacasse's very first interview with the Tallahassee Police Department. And if you have not, please like and subscribe to Deep Dive True Crime, as well as his Dan Markel Murder Saga channel as well.
2013.
Yeah, it's like 2012 between 2013, her Miguel, or what she kept. This is why when you talk about the men thing. I don't think you can ask Wendi who you see and expect a straight answer. I don't think you can. I think there's an investigation required because, between you and I, she got asked a deposition about Miguel, divorce deposition. Like, are you seeing anybody? They're negotiating custody. She just lied at deposition. Nobody knew about him. So she just said, no, I'm not seeing anyone. She was seeing Miguel for a year.
When was this deposition?
I don't know.
How do you know she lied about it?
She told me she did. I was hearsay, but she was not, didn't seem to even blink an eye. I said, how did you handle that issue in custody? Because you're seeing Miguel, you're negotiating custody, and it's a thing, right? And she said, oh, nobody knew about Miguel, so I decided to have a boyfriend. She did.
So Jeff just disclosed that Wendi lied in her divorce deposition about seeing anyone, and she was dating Miguel at the time. Crazy.
I'm sure that deposition's available to you. And when we started having the fight about Daniel Sack, she wiped her phone of every message about Sack. That's nothing to do with this. I don't think that was so. If I snooped, I wouldn't find anything.
Right.
But given the pattern of behavior, I just wouldn't be shocked if there's a guy in South Florida. There's another guy I don't even know about in town. I just wouldn't blow my mind. I mean, Wendi, she's a clinical instructor at the law school. She teaches 2 days a week from 12 to 2, 10 to 2, something like that. And she has tasks to do. She works. She has an awful lot of flexibility in her schedule from 9 to 5. I wouldn't know what she was doing most days, So.
You think there's anybody that could have been obsessed with her? That she may have vented her frustration about Daniel too?
You mean Markel, right? Danny Markel.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I wonder about, I'm just speculating, this last trip in South Florida. This is really strange to me. We have a huge fight, and she's a very fragile person. I've been keeping her shit together for 9 months. And it's been a very unhealthy relationship. She really can't do life very well. It's kind of sad. And she gets by being really attractive and all this kind of stuff. But day-to-day life, she's independent. She needs a lot of help. So we had that huge fight. It was pretty devastating, or completely devastating. So she goes to South Florida for 15 days, 14 days. With that on her mind, comes back, cuts out contact with me, and then this happens. It's just real strange to me, real strange. So I don't know. I have something I want to tell you, but I want it off there. I'm more concerned about my safety with what I'm going to tell you, to be honest. So how do we do that? Because it's just speculation, but Danny Markel just got fucking killed, and I don't want to be next. I'm sorry if that sounds paranoid, but I do have some ideas.
Do you think there's some kind of correlation between Danny Markel and you that would make you an intended target of something?
I think there's two theories here. When I heard the news, I thought three things. First, I thought Markel killed himself. He's been trying to punish Wendi for 2 years. This is the ultimate punishment. He's a narcissist, all that. I assume you guys eliminated that. I haven't read the paper. There was a suicide. Second thing was what you're talking about. Love triangle, that kind of thing. Third thing, some family members. They're pretty protective of her and want her to live in South Florida. And that I'm not talking about without some assurances, because there's some.
Here he goes. He says third thing, family members. And now he's like, I want some assurances. He's scared. They've just murdered Dan Markel.
Creepy stuff there. I don't know if there's anything to it. You guys could discover there's a meth head that killed him tomorrow. I get that. But there's some stuff on the family that.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I mean, we're outsiders looking in.
Yeah.
So any kind of insider perspective that you would have being on the inside, I'm welcome to hear.
Yeah.
And we'll entertain.
I know you entertain it, but I can't.
So I really like the discussion that you guys are having in the chat about narcissists. Like, I think that I've been a victim of female friends who were narcissists.
Have this attributed to me. You can't. And if we have to
Right.
do some end around, or you have to put me under oath, whatever you have to do.
I mean, nothing that I didn't get over, so I'm okay.
I want to help you guys find whoever did this. This is terrible. I didn't like Danny, but no one deserves this, you know?
Right.
On the other hand, if my theory was right, I would be, I probably sound paranoid, but. So how do we handle that? You said we could have something like director. How do you do that?
Let's wait till the end. We'll get to that.
So I guess another thing I would say is just generally, the family desperately wants her back in South Florida.
When you say the family, are you meaning mom and dad and grandma and grandpa? Who do you mean by family?
People that live in South Florida,
Specifically.
yeah, mother, father, and she has a brother. So the three people down in South Florida that,
What's your brother's name?
Charlie Adelson. He's a dentist.
And again, I'm not the lead investigator on this, so I don't know all of the players.
Yeah.
As it relates. I didn't interview Wendi.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of putting some of this together myself.
I got you.
As well. We're running concurrent investigation down different paths.
Of course.
Do you know if she's got any other family besides her mom and dad and her brother?
She has an older brother that lives in Albany, New York. They don't have a good relationship. I can't imagine he'd be involved. He's an orthopedic surgeon. It wouldn't make any sense.
What's his name?
Rob. He's estranged from the family, basically. He was there for 2 of the 14 days she was there. The visit went really bad. He was really rude to the family. Wendi is attractive enough that wouldn't be shocking to me. I need to see someone doing something crazy for her. Yeah, what I can't see her doing is asking, saying, hey, kill him. You know what I mean? But I don't know Wendi that well, as it turns out anyway, so I don't know even that kind of thing. As far as that, she never took me to South Florida with her even once. Oh, she did once. We spent one day down there with her brother. But she's been there. Go to the calendar. She was there July 1st to 14th. She was there Father's Day. She was there one time in between. I mean, she goes there a lot. So.
What did you think of her brother?
Her brother is an unusual guy. Not much empathy. He's a dentist and he's very wealthy. But he kind of hangs out with people from both sides of the tracks. And, he goes boating in South Beach with his rich buddies, and he also goes to his gym with some other kinds of characters kind of thing. So
Some less savory individuals.
I think so. Yeah, he's got a buddy who was special forces.
Okay. You talked about a couple of guys. You talked about Miguel and the Patel individual, and you said there was 3 or 4 total.
I was trying to think. Hold on. That might be it actually. But yeah, Daniel, that was 3. Daniel Sack. I can't imagine any of those people had anything to do with this, but those are people that were, if you don't know anything about Sack's relationship with Miguel, and Miguel definitely really into Wendi, obviously. So.
Okay. And you said that you'd never been to Danny's house.
No,
Never been to his house.
drove past it 100 times, but never stopped.
You've never had any kind of physical contact with Danny.
No, I'm surprised you guys didn't call me earlier though, because I probably said 100 times in public that I like to kick his ass because he's definitely really making Wendy's offer and things like that.
Right.
But no, I would never have a professor. Pussy, couldn't do anything like that.
Okay. I mean, let me ask you this. Would you be willing to give us a sample of your DNA on your consent
100%.
for elimination purposes?
No problem.
I don't even know if the lead investigator wants it or
I'll
not.
do it. I'm not going to find it.
I'm just seeing.
Pay that in credit cards. I mean, I'm not involved. It's obvious. So I'll do whatever you want.
Let me go see if I can talk about this off the record thing with my supervisor.
Okay.
See how she wants to handle that.
Okay.
And then if you'll just hang tight, are you good?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just everybody knows.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward this part, and then Ison's gonna come in a few minutes.
We came back. We tried to reconnect.
With Wendi?
I was her boyfriend until very recently.
I'll be right back.
I'm here.
Okay. Corey said you were in Tennessee.
I was in Tennessee.
You had some type of relationship with Wendi.
I was her boyfriend until very recently.
Okay.
So, we're trying to. Last Tuesday, she sent me an email and said, "I need a week to think. We were having problems." And, sorry, no problem.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right.
To answer your question, Debbie Martin, let me pull it up. Mahul Patel is the New York City millionaire. So I think he might be the Coca-Cola person. And then Miguel is the Exxon Mobil corporate exec. And we learned in another interview with Jeff, he actually lists 7 to 9 guys? The slap marks on our behind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
It's going to keep going. Sorry.
that's okay. Right. We had a fight in late June. She was gone for 15 days to South Florida. She came back. We tried to reconnect. She said I need a week to think. And that was last Tuesday. She sent me an email and said, "Hey, give me a week. Don't contact me, please." And this happened Friday. So
The Tuesday before this is when she sent you the email?
yeah. We had dates on Monday and Tuesday, and after the second date, she said,
No, hon. No, Debbie Martin. You don't need to hush. No. Hello. This case, 11 years, there are a lot of moving parts, and it's still going. I cannot wait to find out what the additional investigation is that's happened in the Leon County Jail with the possible, hit on Rob and, other informants. I mean, it's just going to get nuttier and nuttier.
Sent me an email and said, don't contact me for weeks.
Okay, did she specify why?
I think it was something that her therapist and her came up with. She was actually a little confused. We'd had a lot of problems, so it was probably dying. But
Who's your therapist?
Kristen, I can't remember her last name. First name Kristen. She's over there in Midtown.
Did you go on there too?
No, she didn't want to go. Me. Then there'd be 2 points of view.
How do you spell your last name again?
LACASSE.
Okay, so what made you leave? Were you had a pre-planned trip? Just
Had a pre-planned trip, and I was upset because it's not good when you get an email from your girlfriend and I'm telling you don't contact me for a week. I was like, oh fuck, this is no good, So Thursday night I just took off driving. I was like, all my friends, I'm coming early. So I just took off Thursday night at about 7.
okay. Are these professional people?
Yeah, I'm a professor at FSU, and the guy I went to go see is the professor at medical school over there. So.
Okay. Are you Jewish?
No.
Okay.
All my friends are for some reason.
Yeah.
But Kristen did work for a newspaper for many years. Just FYI.
I'm starting to find out more and more.
It's like 100 of them, and I'll tell them.
That's right. Yeah, I think I'll probably meet all of them before it's over with.
I bet you will.
Okay, so everything's fine Monday and Tuesday, but
It's not fine. We had a huge fight at the end of June.
End of June, okay.
Yeah. And then she went to South Florida for 14 days. It was really bad timing because the worst fight we've ever had. I thought she was seeing other people. She said she wasn't. She's a little fragile, so she took it really badly. And she went to South Florida for 14 days. Didn't hear from her much while she was there. She came back. We tried to reconnect. That was last Monday and Tuesday. We had dates Monday and Tuesday. And the second date, she was done. It seemed like, but that's when I got that email right after that date.
Okay.
So it's really sad.
You care about it a lot?
Oh yeah, love about that girl.
I want to bring up this. This is so funny. Jibs and I had a total back and forth about It's Raining Men. And because I grew up in choir and dance and acting in Orlando. And It's Raining Men is so funny. We sang that, I think it might have been freshman year in high school. But yeah, God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman too. It's my favorite. I love that song. I used to sing soprano 1. I'm pretty sure I would be an alto 2 and 4-part harmony for women at this point in time.
I don't think there's anyone that spent more time with Wendi in the last 9 months than me.
What about this sack guy? What's the story with him?
She wouldn't tell me. That's what the fight was about.
Oh.
So I don't know.
You know him?
Met him in a coffee shop for 10 seconds one time. I walked in on him having coffee together. That's what the fight's all about. So
I actually thought you were stalking her or something. Yes, sir.
This part is really annoying. People will not leave Isom alone when he is interviewing someone. Hey, but can I just, little side note, little public service announcement? If you all are on a channel and someone is, talking about being afraid of getting into the U.S. because of their rhetoric and what they've been saying, and they still continue to, spout violence, you might just really want to try to get that person to tone down. Okay, we're all being watched. Okay, this is information age. We're all under Big Brother. The person needs to tone down. I was a little afraid that. Oh, never mind. I'll be quiet now.
Yeah. Well. 19848. Yeah. Yes. I don't know. It's just the reason it came to light was because of that case. When was that? Is it intact cartridge? I think it's going to be an intact unfired cartridge. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's how she ended up seeing it. I think with the help of her therapist, that was just me walking into All Saints coincidentally. But I looked through her calendar to see if she was seeing this guy. So once I did that, she was like scandalized by it. So
Okay.
he was throughout the calendar. I was like, okay, there we go.
So you're seeing stack.
Same. I don't know what kind of relationship they have. For all I know, they work platonic friends. I don't have any data. You know what I mean?
He was a professional.
He's a professor at Amherst. He just moved to Massachusetts. It would
Oh,
be bizarre if he was a suspect. But if you want to know the names of the people she's involved with, that's one of the people.
okay. All right. Who do you think is involved in this? You know some of the background, I'm sure by now.
Yeah, I know pretty well.
Okay. You know that her ex-husband has been murdered.
I do.
Okay. I'm sure you've talked to people or social media.
I've been out of town, so I haven't heard everything, but I'd had one 15-minute conversation with a friend, and I certainly know the Danny, Markel, and Wendi story. I've been living through all this court shit with her for the last 9 months, you know. So.
Okay. So it's pretty contentious between the two of them.
Yeah, Danny was not very nice. I mean, I'm sorry he's dead. No one deserves this, but I don't know if you guys had a chance to read the court pleadings he filed, but they're almost insane.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I have not read. You got to look at those. I mean, they are. It seems like an insane person.
Okay.
They're like this thick, and he tries to get Wendi disbarred. And he calls her name. I mean, it's the rankings of a lunatic, basically. But every time she got one of these, she would melt down for like 2 weeks. And he was constantly manipulating the legal system to keep her in stress, and he was punishing her very effectively. So yes, I certainly there's a motive for someone that wants to. And also, Wendi didn't want to be in Tallahassee. I mean, she wanted to live in South Florida.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what was interesting was I was probably the only thing in Tallahassee. I'll this doesn't sound totally narcissistic, but we were doing well. She's like, yeah, I'll stay here in Tallahassee for you. Because I have to, because Markel's got this custody.
Right. She can't leave.
She can't make the thing. In terms of liking Tallahassee, I don't think she liked much about Tallahassee except dating me, and she did not like it.
Okay.
And then we broke up. And this happens. It's kind of strange.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Just the timing's
Right.
weird to me. When I heard, I was like, wait a damn second.
Okay. Well, hypothetically, if that is the case, she breaks up with you. From what you're saying, it sounds kind of permanent, you know.
Yeah,
but
well, actually, I was waiting to hear when this happened, so I don't know.
Because she said, "Give me a week," or
Yeah.
"Let me have a week," or "I need to leave me alone for a week,"
Yeah.
or whatever. Did you respond to that?
I know. No way. I was hoping to get her back, so
I mean, did you respond to the email?
No, she said, "I will take your silence as an agreement."
Oh, that was the ending.
And that's what the therapist does. Is like, see if you can have good boundaries. You know, it's that kind of thing. I'm like, I'll leave her alone. I did call when this happened. I called her friend Jay McPherson and said, "Hey, can I send Wendy a text or something?" And I was worried about her, so I just sent her a 1-paragraph text and never got a response. I haven't heard from her. So,
okay, what did you fly? I guess you drove.
I drove my car. Yeah.
What kind of car do you have?
2004 Nissan Sentra.
And that was something I was going to kind of clear up. I was looking at my notes here. You said Thursday you drove north in the vehicle. What time did you head out of here?
About 7. And I would have gotten gas.
7 p.m.
Yeah, I would have got gas by 8 or 9, and I would have checked into the hotel by 11:30. I was getting tired, and then I would have been on the road the next day. I would have done a McDonald's by 1 in the afternoon. A couple hours north of Atlanta is my guess. I could check credit cards or whatever.
What's the color of this 2004?
Metallic gray.
You got any receipts with you?
Don't have receipts. You got a laptop, you got a computer I can put me in front of. I can show you all my credit card stuff, you know.
Oh, you do it on the phone?
So, you know what? I can put up my I can show you.
Who do you have credit card service with?
Capital One is the one I was using most. I also got a SunTrust thing.
Which one do you use for your trip, though?
Well, I would use both depending. So whichever one I grab. But I will pull this up for you. Hold on. Okay. Recent activity. Yeah, there you go. I mean, there's look, I guess I don't have time. It's got dates.
Is this through your bank?
No, that's just Capital One.
So Capital One sends you this, or you just pull it up?
It's an app on the phone.
Okay.
So that's my statement.
Can you go further back?
Yeah. Hold on.
As far as
What date are we looking at? What date are you guys interested in? 20th or 21st?
18th.
18th, sorry.
I'll be right back.
it's
Oh, one other piece of detail that might help. I got a flat tire in between South Atlanta and Tennessee.
Okay.
And I got it around.
Oh, I've been thinking about you. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you, as always. What? No. No, Debbie, I did not. What? No. No, ma'am. Not you, hon. So, okay, we went over this before. Remember, he gets a blowout. Jeffrey is so ready to escape Tallahassee to go to Tennessee to get away from Wendi's craziness. Like, he literally leaves with a car in disrepair, and he has a blowout. It's crazy. But it kind of, okay, so I know that we talk about, Jeff, and, I said that he was, a little pathetic because of his, desire for Wendi. We understand that she had him under a spell. But he's in his 40s. Okay, it's not like he's like a 20-year-old, like just now dating. He's in his 40s. But then it also kind of explains a little bit of immaturity about it. Like, I just don't know 40-year-olds who, I guess, maybe that's just my own thing. If you're taking a road trip to Tennessee, if I go anywhere, I make sure, oil change, tires, all that.
Athens, Georgia. And I don't see it on here yet. Oh, I paid him cash. I had cash on me.
No, Debbie Martin, you cannot see anyone's email, but I will tell you back in 2018, 2019, you could see the person's email. And back then, I was chatting in chats, like specifically about the Watts case with my email, like with my personal Google account. But now that's why I just use True Crime Wifey. Because my personal is my name.
He was this good old boy. He said cash is fine. So, cost me $60 to get 2 new tires put on my car. There's a tire shop there. Actually, this is it right. I'll come out here. There's my date.
I do not know when exactly YouTube changed that, but yes, moderators and creators used to be able to see people's emails but it's not like that anymore. Okay, we'll keep going. He's basically giving Isom the rundown of his trip.
He's in. Is the 18th you're interested in?
what was the day of the event?
Yeah, that was the Kmart. I went to Kmart while I was waiting for my car. So anyway,
What was the name of the tire shop?
Kmart was the video that we saw him in.
Roy's Wrecking. Yeah, that held me up a couple hours. Miller Tire.
What is it?
Miller Tire. Yeah, that would be Miller Tire, and that would be It's one of those off ramps up to 75. I don't know what the name of the town is, but it's by Athens. And that would have been about,
What day was that?
that's the, well, it's the 18th. Yeah. Let me find out what time it was for you. Because I texted my friend to say I had a flat.
So if you
I'm sorry, Debbie. Martin, I thought that I answered your question, but maybe I was on mute. Can you guys still hear me? I'm trying to see if my icon, am I not? Can you guys hear me? Boop, boop, boop. Okay, yes, you can. Sorry. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't know if Debbie heard my answer. Maybe she's not talking to me. I apologize.
get up at 9 a.m. and you're in Tennessee by 2:30,
Well, got my flat at 12:30. So I gave you an earlier time. I didn't get to Tennessee. So I got the flat at 12:30. I forgot about that. I'm planning to get there by 2:30. I probably didn't get there till 4:15. So yeah, Miller Tire, and I think Roy's wrecking. Let me try to find what the wreck shop was.
sure.
So you guys got to document all this.
I talked to my boss as far as whatever you want to talk about off the record.
Yeah.
And she gave me the answer that I kind of expected she would. And ultimately, it depends on what it is you're going to say. Because if it's something that's instrumental to the investigation, it can't really be off the record because,
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to solve a guy's
I know.
homicide
I
here.
know. It's hearsay. It's tertiary hearsay. I don't know if that's useful to you.
Yeah.
I tell you something somebody told me, somebody else told me.
Yeah, I mean, and you'd have to tell me what it was, and I would have to say, okay, is this something that can be excluded from the report, or is it something that's inculpatory? Is it something that's
Maybe I could just make it simpler than that. Maybe I could just say, I would be investigating Charlie Adelson.
okay?
Maybe it's that simple.
What makes you say that?
Um,
And again, and here's another thing. We're talking to a lot of people
sure you
here,
are. Sure you are.
and you know, you're just telling us what you think,
Sure.
and everybody else is doing the same
Of
thing.
course. I don't
And that's
think
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is just get all the puzzle pieces before we start trying to put the puzzle together.
Yeah.
We're still in the stages of getting all the pieces.
I got you. I got you.
So why do you think it would be pertinent for us to investigate Charlie?
He's very angry about Danny. And if you met, I know he's down there, you can't get him in front of you, but you're, experienced investigator. If you got in front of this guy, he'd set off your radar, set off mine. I used to do juvenile justice, I used to do forensic psychiatry. He set off my radar a little bit. He's a weird guy, strange guy's a conduct disorder kid, and he hates Danny. And see if I can put it a little vaguely, or not, but just enough to be useful here.
Let's not put it vague. Let's go with what you know specifically.
Wendi had reported to me that Charlie had considered all the options possible to take care of this problem. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And when she said it,
When did she disclose this to you?
I don't remember when, but she said it was chilling because she said, "Can I tell you something confidentially?" And I said, "Sure." She said, "I think Charlie kind of looked into some options, like literally saw how and why, and how you would do this if you did it." I think this was last summer when she had her petition to relocate denied. That family wants her back there so bad.
This is when she disclosed this to you, was last summer?
No. This is when
This is when
Charlie had been examining all the options.
Okay.
He's a very successful dentist, but he reeks of antisocial behavior. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but I wouldn't want to miss that if I was investigating it. He's got a close friend, he's a ex-special forces guy, like a Navy SEAL or something. He's out with all the time.
What did she say to you specifically? I mean, when you say
She said, Charlie, I can't remember exactly. but it had something to do with the amount of money it would cost to have someone killed.
And what did she say?
Something like Charlie looked into how much it would cost to have someone killed. Something like that. Some statement like that. I can't remember.
Did she give you a dollar amount? She,
But that's the other thing. He's a dentist, but he's an independent businessman. He has a bunch of practices, and he's a Ferrari, and he gets a millionaire, all this kind of stuff. So he has a lot of resources. And that's why I screw them. I got from me talking to him myself in the hot tub one time, a few things Wendi said.
when was this?
March 15th-ish. I was there for the one day with him. I stayed at his house.
Of this year?
Yes. Wendi and him were talking. I'm just listening. I just met him an hour earlier. We're sitting in the hot tub having a beer. It's a really nice house. And I guess this is what occurred.
Was anybody else in the hot tub with you guys?
Not during this part of the conversation. Another guy, his roommate came in eventually, and they just started talking about girls and stuff like that. But and I'm not trying to play cop here, but I do know one thing you'd be looking for is a lump sum of money moving around and some kind of crazy stuff happened. And I think there's a lot of financial irregularities. I think there's a lot of tax fraud kind of stuff, of putting stuff in different people's names and moving money around, and there might be cash. I don't know exactly what, but he's not doing anything on the up and up on his finances. It was pretty clear. He was pretty open about that. So I thought about if you guys do look into it, I don't know that.
What, how the exact conversation in the hot tub go?
He was just talking about, I put that in dad's name, I put that in mom's name, and it was just clear that
Hiding resources.
Yeah.
Monetary
Yeah,
resources.
yeah. So if you have to do an investigation, that's something you guys should know, because I think there's a lot of, I don't know if it's illegal, but I know there's a lot of, he plays the system, This guy's so inappropriate. We're sitting, please don't write this down. He's so inappropriate. We're sitting in the hot tub, and he starts talking about sex acts with his girlfriend that he did to punish her for bad behavior in front of his sister. Like, I didn't know what to do. I just met him. I talked with my girlfriend. This is just so weird, It's like this guy's, his social radar is way off. His sense of right and wrong, just norms is just off. He set off my radar. Now I don't know if he did this. If you're looking at somebody, don't miss him. And I can also see him doing this, but every time Wendi did do it. I can see Wendi being innocent, puzzled, and Charlie did. I can totally see that scenario. He's very protective of her. I think that's more likely than romantic. All the romantic couplings are with highly educated, high elite status men.
You don't want to throw that away.
They've got a lot to lose. I mean, she doesn't slum that I know of at all. She doesn't.
Well, I mean,
He just said that she doesn't slum. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, also, I believe that Roberta Glass is going to be streaming the trial. And I mean, I don't know if Murder by Maestro is still here, but he may know if she's also streaming jury selection.
this Charlie guy's millionaire by your own admission. So
Yes. Well, he is. He's got this buddy.
he's got a lot to lose.
He does. He does. He's also really cocky and arrogant and narcissistic. So I wish you had him in front of you, because I think he'd set off your alarm bells. That doesn't mean he did it, but he's aggressive. He's argumentative. Focused on himself completely. He's got 3 girlfriends at a time, which some people do that, I know, but no qualms about it,
So you think he may be good for it?
Assuming this isn't a botched burglary or something like that. He's the first. Charlie popped into my head within 20 seconds of hearing this. I mean, there's also, just to give you some context that may be helpful. Last summer, when they were trying to figure out how to manipulate this divorce or work the divorce, I guess, so they could get, it's a bad fight, all this kind of stuff. They were talking about Wendi converting the kids to Christianity just to annoy Daddy. I mean, this has been a pitched battle, I mean, we fed the kids bacon regularly. He tries to keep them kosher. There's all kinds of passive aggressive shit going on here, So the family is important that this actually, man. The family is so unhealthily enmeshed, so completely enmeshed, that Wendi is not really an adult. When she drives to South Florida, every single time those 2 parents drive up here and drive up there down. They don't trust her to drive from Tallahassee to Miami. They're just it's not a normal family. It's not like she's a 35-year-old woman that has 2 kids and come down to see us. We don't mention it. It's a matter of they've infantilized her. She's considered the baby still. She's 35 years old. Charlie protects her. So just, I don't know if this could be bizarre fantasy. I mean, you guys are hearing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I hope to God it wasn't Charlie, honestly, but that's what popped into my head.
Right. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
I got stuff happening.
I just spit it all out. So you
Did you really? Okay. All right. Thank you. Go get it.
He's thinking, her brother Charlie could be a viable suspect. I mean, I don't know if we ruled him out or not.
Nobody's ruled out.
I don't think Charlie would have done it, by the way. But he's one of these. He's a real rich guy. He's got friends on both sides of the tracks, and he's real street smart. He's always trading and stuff like that. And got this buddy that's in the special forces, and so he's like a dentist, but he's hanging out with guys that different social class actually, and kind of antisocial, impulsive, angry, fiercely protective of Wendi. And I've heard him say, "I like to kill that motherfucker." I mean, I've heard him say that so many times. Now, I said that out loud too. I didn't do it, but there's something different about Charlie. He reminds me of like an antisocial.
Charlie's an older brother.
Yeah,
She's the baby girl.
she's the baby girl.
Is Charlie older or younger than this one up in Albany?
He's the middle kid.
Charlie is.
So just for frame of reference, 2.5 days, right? So we're at, let me see the time frame. The shooting occurred on the 18th, I believe, 10:53 a.m., but let's just say around 11. So we are 48 plus 12, 60. So we are 64 hours or so. No, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're about 64 hours or so into the investigation. I will guarantee you that Craig Isom, because he's lead, he's most likely had maybe 2 or 3 spurts of sleep at 2 to 3 hours apiece. That's my estimation and speculation.
Yeah. If you had him in front of you, he'd set off your alarm bells. Doesn't mean he did it, but
No, I know that, but why? Okay, all right. So you're basically saying out of, what's his name up in Albany?
yeah, Rob. No way.
He's the oldest.
Yeah, he's the oldest. Yeah.
Out of Charlie, mom, dad, who else is there?
It's just Charlie, mom, dad. That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
All right, out of those 3, you're saying Charlie would be the most volatile to do something? What would he do?
He get his buddy in the special forces to do this, or he get some seedy guys down in the Cuban neighborhood or something like that. That's what he would do. Something like that. I mean, the main thing I told him was that Wendi had told me that he had looked into how much it would cost last summer.
Wendi told you that?
He did.
That Charlie had looked into how much it would cost. So,
She said it in a dead serious, chilling, uncomfortable kind of way. Not like I joke around and like to kill Dan Markel and sick of this shit. That's different. This was like, she said confidentially.
okay, you and her one-on-one?
One-on-one, late at night, and
What you supposed to have?
it was late at night, and she told me that. It was last summer when her petition to relocate was about to be denied.
This is another thing, he said, or maybe some seedy Cuban neighborhood. It's so crazy. Like Sigfredo has a tattoo of Cuba on his body.
Oh, because she wanted to take the kids out.
Well, they want her down there so bad. The family's so enmeshed, so tight, so unhealthy. She's like the baby. So if you met Charlie, he's an unusual guy.
Okay,
No.
so if you just so I understand, I don't misinterpret.
Yeah.
What exactly? How did she say it, and what did she exactly say?
Yeah, and I want to remember, but something like I said. We're also talking about us, because I was like, would you ever leave under any circumstances? Yeah, I know you don't love it here. Am I going to be dating you for 2 years and you just move? She's like, I can't, I can't because of Danny. And she said, yeah, as a matter of fact, something about it would be convenient if Danny wasn't around anymore, but he doesn't want anything to happen to him or something like that. She said, but Charlie actually looked into how that would be done and how much it would cost. She might have said, I think, Charlie, I don't remember, but it was chilling. In the moment, I was like, my stomach flipped. I was like, whoa.
The crux of the statement is my brother Charlie has looked into how much it would cost to
Take care of somebody. Yeah.
take care.
This guy has very little empathy. He's just a weird guy.
So in the other interview with Isom, when he talks about his stomach flipping and Wendi saying this, he said, but I was concerned with our relationship. It's like, oh, I mean, some of this stuff is like, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just laughing because I've seen this so many times, and because we're lay people, right, watching all of this, and it's like, oh, yeah, Jeffrey was under a spell. It's like you guys, well, The Gift of Fear. The book by Gavin DeBecker, it talks about your gut instinct, your intuition. He hears something so chilling from Wendi that makes his stomach flip. And yes, the police wouldn't really have been able to do anything about it. I don't know. You could have just gone to the police and be like, hey, I got this ex-girlfriend. And if he would have been the way he is now, they would have been like, this guy's a lunatic. Got this ex-girlfriend talking about, but wouldn't have any additional information, right? But Jeffrey did tell his coworker. So good on Jeff.
I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying, for looking at something, you can't miss Charlie. I think that's more likely than a romantic thing.
Boy, that's you.
Yeah, it's not me.
The other guy's gone. Zach, wherever
He's gone.
he's gone to.
And by the way, make sure that she saw Zach once a week for 20 minutes of sex. I don't know the relationship. I don't know. Kids learn about me. So I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry. Nice. Yeah. What?
Meanwhile, Isom continues to get interrupted. Phone. Guys, if I was ever in an interview with one of our perpetrators, I was never interrupted, even if it was being watched by others on the other side of a double-sided mirror. I would do what I needed to do inside the room, talking to a perpetrator. And no, I was not a police officer, but I used to have to interview perpetrators of child abuse, neglect, abandonment cases. And sometimes it was a double mirror. I mean, people would be on the other side. I would do what I needed to do in there. And then you leave out the room, you go next door, you whisper because the camera's still on. And then they tell you follow-up stuff. He is getting interrupted on his phone constantly. It's so annoying. Sorry, just my little pet peeve.
I don't have time for her. I said great. Okay.
Kristen, it's because Charlie never cooperated, never made himself available. I don't know if they asked. They may have tried. The FBI got involved fairly early. So, they kind of took over a majority of the investigation. But Charlie was never interviewed by police or FBI. Charlie told us his story on the stand. And yes, that was sarcastic.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Bye.
Before I forget, the other thing is that I didn't know about Zach for 9 months, and I was a boyfriend for 6. So I was telling him, I've always suspected there's.
Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm really saying anything bad about him. Like, I don't know if I would have, if I was in that circumstance, I don't know if I would have contacted the police. Like, Jeff would have really, not looked great contacting the police. But after Jeffrey's second interview, which is on the July 23rd with Corey Hale. It's about 30 something minutes. When Jeffrey leaves and the camera goes black, we can hear what's being spoken of right outside the interview room. And Corey Hale is talking to someone else at TPD, and they're discussing Jeffrey coming in and they like acting really strange. So just, yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about him. I mean, I think he solved the case right away, and I feel horrible for him. But I mean, hindsight's 2020, and he was under narcissistic control by Wendi. I'm sure he looks at all of this stuff and his comments, his behaviors, and probably cringes himself.
The guy in South Florida, I would know about. Maybe that's just a paranoid boyfriend. I wouldn't believe Wendi
And I'm not trying to be mean.
when she says, well, Jeff, oh, yeah, you got to start the ground zero. She lies. I mean, it's been a lot of men since September. Going to be. So yeah, I just wonder if there's a guy in South Florida. She always drops out of sight when she's down there.
And I will watch the cadence of my voice. I think I have a tendency to yell, like when I'm on the phone. And when I'm recording, I don't know why I don't think that the mic isn't going to pick up, because it picks up everything. But yeah, I'm not yelling. Sorry. No, I'm not in caps lock.
Phone calls not returned, voicemail.
Did you go down there?
She's letting me go. That's why I think there's a guy down there.
Okay. Did Charlie come up here?
Charlie never comes up here.
Okay, how did you meet Charlie then?
Oh, I went to Charlie. I met Charlie one time. I went down there one time for one day.
Okay.
We were in Immokalee and we just drove over and spent an evening with him. So I spent 4 hours with Charlie.
What are you doing in Immokalee? I know where that is.
Yeah, alternative spring break for FSU kids.
Okay.
So they're helping out the farm workers and stuff.
Okay.
So we spent a night to with Charlie. That was it. But I've always told him, I always suspected that I'm the paranoid ex-boyfriend, so right. But she goes to South Florida awful lot. She's always a little weird when she comes back, romantically and stuff like that. So I just always kind of suspected. So I wouldn't. Obviously, the connection is now she can go to South Florida.
Right.
I mean,
we see that part.
Oh, there goes Isom. He said, yes, we see that part. So yeah, you're right. Isom's catching on big time, Kristen. And thank you for the update. Yeah, I knew that Erin was going to strengthen. I'm glad that she's not coming toward Florida, but I'm praying for anyone in her path. Hurricanes are the scariest thing ever. And I'm sure there'll be a few more storms behind her.
Who's this Green Beret, did you say?
and that I don't know anything about this guy. I just know that on Facebook there's a lot of pictures of him, and Wendy's told me stories about him. It's I guess the point is that Charlie doesn't just hang out with other dentists. He hangs out with all kinds of people. So it's not like he's some snobby dentist that's not gonna. This guy did 5 years in Afghanistan, so just popped into my head.
Charlie did?
No, Charlie's friend did.
Was Charlie in the military?
Yeah, he's dentist. He's a dentist. So,
Okay.
but when Charlie talks, he talks about cross section of people, and he has friends all across the spectrum, including, some unsavory characters.
Let's go back to the statement that she made. I just want to clarify the stuff. She tells you, she goes, yeah, my brother, I think the phone was going off. My brother has checked, or my brother has something along those lines, has inquired as to how much it would cost.
Something like that. I can't give you an exact quote. It might have been bad. I think Charlie, here's an example. She might have said, I think Charlie might have looked into how much it cost to actually have that done. He's down there in Miami when it's not unheard of. Something like that.
All right.
It just had crossed Charlie's mind. Bottom line, it occurred to Charlie that was one way to take care of the problem.
And he wants to help sis?
He is fiercely protective of her. He wants her back in South Florida so bad. The whole family does. She never, you guys know the background. She never wanted to be here, ever. I mean, she came here with Markel. They're supposed to be here a year, then move on. He had a job at Miami. He was an asshole, so he lost it. He said, no, go back to FSU and stay there. They're stuck here. So he's doing great. He's the Sandy Dillenberg professor of law and all that stuff. Wendi gets a shitty job that she doesn't really like, doesn't like the area. She's doing her best to make it work. She hates it. If they ever wanted to live here, Never thought she lived here.
This is all from her, right?
Yeah, it's all straight from her. You kidding me? I'm her boyfriend trying to convince her this is a great place to stay. Get a new attitude. This is a daily conversation. You know, I'm like, I love Tallahassee. Moved here on purpose. So it's a daily conversation. Like, look, Waco was pretty. You know, that kind of stuff, you know?
And her whole thing is, no, I still don't.
She goes, I'm trying, but it's, you know, I didn't choose it.
Okay.
I didn't choose it, and that makes it hard. That daily.
I didn't choose it, and that makes it hard.
And she loves Miami. She just loves it. When we're down there, she just lights up. It's a whole different thing.
Is it Miami or Fort Lauderdale?
It's Coral Springs, but it's Miami.
Okay.
It's Miami.
So, so a daily thing is you're trying to tell her how great this area is and so forth, and she's basically putting it down. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm stuck here. My husband didn't want it or couldn't keep the job at
Yeah,
UM,
he screwed up.
UM or Nova,
Was you? It was you?
and he screwed that up. He's like,
Yeah. He was so abrasive. I'm sure you heard a lot about that. He was so abrasive that they're like, you're a great scholar. They don't want to put up with your butt every day, so get out of here. You know,
okay,
you had to work pretty hard to lose that job.
Okay. okay. What was the reason? I mean, I know that there was some type of contention, and I don't know if it was the child rearing, or do you know that?
I can tell you anything you want to know about that. I've got every legal document that
No. What did she personally tell you?
tell me about child rearing.
Well, the reason for their divorce. How did she get to this point?
Oh, Danny was, give you a couple examples of Markel. They would drive from here to Miami as a family. Oh, this is before they had kids, but even as a family, both. Danny would work on his computer, he had one of his converters, so you can plug your laptop in. Wendy was required to drive, and Wendy was required not. That's the thing. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Say again? Okay, do you have Couch's number?
Here's another interrupting. No, it's not. It's not a euphemism. No, there's really well, now it's a Hurricane Aaron, but it's going up the Atlantic, not hitting Florida.
Downstairs or wherever they do the buckle. Okay, just get Couch. He's waiting for you. Thanks.
And Markel's rule was, you may not speak. Tallahassee to Miami.
From Tallahassee to Miami.
And she said she would be like, Dang, I'm working. It's a total control freak, emotionally abusive, controlled the finances, just ran her shit. And I don't know if he hit her or not, but I can tell you, if you just raise your voice to her like that, she flinches like she's got her ass kicked yesterday. So I've wondered about violence. I don't know. She says no, but people lie. Wendy lies a lot. So he was pretty mean to her. And as she went to get married, every friend she had was begging her, don't marry this guy. He's the biggest asshole we've ever met. And she got caught up in the Harvard law and elitism and all this kind of stuff. And she's in a bad place. Made a bad decision, got married to a guy, and he's got divorced last year, so I understand.
Oh, you did?
I got married to the wrong woman too, so I get it. That's how we bought it, actually. Picked the wrong people before. So it was a bad marriage from.
Yes, Wendi ran around convincing everybody really negative stuff about Dan Markel, and none of it was true. Like Jeffrey's singing a different tune on the 23rd, which is a day and a half later, because I think he's there around 2:00 in the afternoon on the 23rd. And remember, this is the early morning hours, so he's kind of singing a different tune after he's heard other people, and he's coming out of his spell. He's coming out of the black magic hoo-ha spell. So sorry, side note.
Day one. I mean, pretty much, according to her, at least by the second year, it was awful. And then having kids will fix it. You know, people try that. So he's also an absent father. I mean, he came home 9:00 every night, she claims. And that was play with the kids for 10 minutes. That was it. She did everything, kind of like a house slave. And then when he went to go get divorced, he tried to get 100% custody of the kids. So if you read these legal documents that he's filed, I don't know if you're read it, but they give you insight into like, it's pretty crazy.
I haven't had the time, but I will.
Yeah, it's a lot of lunacy shines through.
But I'm sure he had his side of it too.
I'm sure he did, and well, that's what I wonder about is with all the stuff I talked about with Wendi with me. I mean, he was controlling. Well, maybe he's trying to keep his wife in control. I don't know, you know.
Right.
But he must have heard. He don't want to speak ill of the dead. He wasn't well liked. It's bizarre to open up the paper and see all these comments about how a great guy he was. I know one person in my social circle, Alan Grossman, that was reasonably friendly with him. Everyone else says that guy's the son of.
How do you know Al?
He's friends with Tomi Gomori, who's a professor with me at Florida State. I know Alan 10, 15 years.
Was Al in education?
No, they're just friends. They're Jewish. It's all Jewish.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
Jewish
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
You're hovering around.
I'm an honorary Jew, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what they call me.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know the truth about their marriage, but I do know that it was really, really hard on Wendi. And when we got to the legal stuff, he was vicious. He was really vicious. So.
Anything, did she ever tell you anything concerning any incidents when Danny and Charlie were together, or Danny and any other family? I mean, was it kind of like, hey, Danny, you sleep over here in doghouse or something? You don't.
No. It was more like the family hate. This is what she did. She just made her parents. She said last time that it was so awkward because it went so badly because they all hated Danny. Charlie hated Dan. Her parents hated Danny.
Do you know why?
He isn't. In person, he is so arrogant. He is so was so unlikable. He would just talk down to people. He was one of these Harvard guys.
Okay.
And it was just like when I met him in an awkward meeting, I was early. I was late. He was early, and we met for the first time. He insulted me 3-4 times in
Really?
sentences, just in subtle, like haughty, snobby kind of ways. Like, "Oh, are you a lawyer?" And just little comments here and there. So he was passive aggressive about it. He wasn't in your face. He wasn't yelling, but he insulted. He would just tell you, "Say you're stupid."
Okay.
I mean, that's just how he talked. He thought he should do.
He's basically subtly insulting you the entire conversation.
Yeah, he did. I mean, as far as Wendi and him, he did all kinds of little things to intimidate her. I don't know if he knew he was doing it, but she was scared of him. I would go with her I would go with her to functions that he was at to kind of reassure her and run interference because she would get heart palpitations and stuff around him. And it seemed completely out of the scope of normal. I got an ex-wife. I can get in front of her. Not a big deal.
Right.
For her, it was like, will you please come with me to soccer practice or whatever it was? Swim lessons 3 weeks ago. Will you come with me to swim lessons because Danny's going to be there. And it just freak out.
Did you go?
I did go.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
Was everything okay between you and him?
Well, yeah, everything was fine. We kind of moved through a phase where first we were real friendly, shaking hands, and then we got like, hey, I'm not going to shake your hand. We're on different sides of this thing, that kind of thing. But it was always reasonably
Did
friendly.
she introduce you to him
Yeah.
as your boyfriend, your current boyfriend?
No.
Friend?
I don't remember what she said. This is Jeff, I think.
Okay.
That was the point of contention between us. She didn't call me her boyfriend, though, very recently. So
Okay.
I think because she might have had other ones. I think that might have been the issue.
Okay.
Maybe Dan Sack was also.
Okay.
But again, I don't know anything about the relationship. I just know that she wouldn't help me.
And you found out.
I snooped through her agenda and found out. Yeah. Well, she also told me about his existence, but
You snooped through her agenda.
I did.
Oh, on her book?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, sometimes you get shocked when you see that. Look at that stuff.
Well, I was about ready to leave anyway at the time, so it was like, why not?
Oh,
Yeah,
because there was strife between you?
it was.
Okay.
Well, she told me about him and then gave me a bullshit story about him. I asked her, she did when we first started seeing each other. She started talking about him. I said, when did you stop seeing him? And she said, November. And I was like, it's not true. I don't think I could smell that guy in February. What are you talking about?
Okay.
So anyway, it turned into a thing. But I just want to emphasize, I don't want to be like the bitter ex-boyfriend trying to bitch on Daniel because I'd be shocked if he had anything to do with it.
It's all his. Did you already go through I think I missed the credit card stuff. Got all the timestamps.
We actually got distracted and didn't go through
Yeah.
all of that stuff, but he said he had a flat tire right outside of Athens, and they kind of brought him in later.
Yeah, I got
What he
415,
initially said.
415. But I did have a flat tire outside of Athens. I was stuck there for maybe.
He does have can you show him a receipt
Yeah,
from the Miller's tire shop there?
I didn't know credit cards wouldn't have times on it. That's interesting.
We already got his phone number.
Yes.
Is there anything else I can figure out? I just don't think there's
He did say he was willing to get buckle if you need it or want it. Is that something you want to do?
I can call him back. We have his phone number.
a second.
And the guy drives in from Georgia, Tennessee, whatever, comes straight here from what I understand, what you told me.
I didn't do it. It's probably give it a second here. I guess the thing that keeps popping up in my head is don't write this down, but just so you know, if you're investigating, I've been shocked how easily Wendi lies to my face. I've been dating 25 years. I'm not an experienced man out there, but her and Charlie both have this sociopathic kind of thing where it doesn't seem to bug them at all. So if you had her in front of you for 9 hours,
Are her parents from the United States?
they are first generation. I think their parents were Holocaust kind of things. So yeah. And they're weird, but I don't have a hard time imagining being involved, but they are strange people.
Right.
I mean, they're 9 months dating her, they probably said 20 words.
Okay.
This is not coming up.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let's just do this.
Okay.
When you get your paper copies.
Okay.
Send them to Corey for me.
I will.
And then.
Or if you can give me an email address, I can send it to you.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that way.
Just want to contact all my emails on there as well.
And all we basically are doing is we're substantiating. We do this with everybody. You're not the first in this
Of course.
case. We're just substantiating. This was his whereabouts according to his financial records. He was traveling. He was not in town.
Yeah.
Yes, he's her former boyfriend, but this is where he was at according to his financial records.
Of course.
So that's all we basically want to do. And it's basically we eliminate, and then we get down to who we're really looking at.
Yeah.
You understand this is not brain surgery or anything, but I'm trying to think of anything else I could ask you at this time. And I
do want to come back. I just don't want to spend more time with Wendi. If there's anything.
Here's another thing that I typically ask people. Is there anything that you didn't disclose that maybe we didn't ask that you think is of note or is important? Because a lot of times you've thought about this just as much as we have.
So
I mean, you got a whole trip to think about and analyze all this stuff.
It's a pretty screwed up family.
but I'm trying to, everybody's probably in the same brainwave. For murder?
Doesn't seem likely to me.
No,
Charlie,
but I'm asking your opinion, not.
I can't see the parents being involved. I got the email and I thought of Charlie within a couple moments.
Okay.
That's what I thought of.
Charlie personally or Charlie hiring somebody?
So, no way, Charlie. No way.
Can't,
Wouldn't do it.
could pull the trigger.
I don't know about that. I don't know him that well. I was telling him I used to work juvenile justice a little bit in forensic psychiatry. He gave me the creeps. But I could see him hiring. I could see you don't follow the rules, man. I mean, that's how he lives his life. Goes to South America, he sees prostitutes. I mean, he does his own thing.
Is he married?
No, he's got 3 girlfriends at all times.
Okay.
Rotates them and they don't know each other exists, and that's not a crime.
Right.
But the ease with which he did it was no empathy for other people. That's
Kind of a deceitful person to start with.
sure.
Claiming here.
Okay, so I don't know what happened at the end there. Deep Dive did cut it off, which, that's his prerogative. I always like to continue to listen just because we caught that glimpse. And I am going to get going, but I wanted to go through a few things in the chat real quick. Still learning how to maneuver back and forth, guys. So Justice for Nancy Galvani, email swagstaff@smcgov.org. And then I guess Allison's going to come on. I have to go run a few errands, and then Allison, hopefully she'll come back. She'll be live by the time, or I'll be back home before she goes live so I can catch her. And I love this. Yeah, I always give my dogs middle names. Yeah, and we lost my almost 16-year-old hound dog in early May. And her name was Phoebe Kate. And it was Kate with a C, named after Phoebe Cates, the actress. Oh, New York Patriot lady, thank you. Hi, how are you? I just see that you've come in. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm actually ending the live stream. I have been on for almost 3 hours and 20 minutes. Kind of was not expecting to do that. But the beginning of this live stream, I recorded the drive from 3303 Aqua Ridge Way, where Wendi was renting, to Mozaik. It's 3.7 miles. It took me approximately 10 minutes. And then I also showed where, and please forgive my recording skills, okay? But I also showed where Market Square Liquor was located about a quarter mile away in the same shopping complex called Market Square in Tallahassee, a quarter mile from Mozaik. Wendi knew where things were, okay? I don't believe that ABC liquor store near Trescott, I believe that address is 1930. I do not believe that that is the only liquor store she knew, or the only way to get to a liquor store was that one. I just don't believe that. She had been here for a few years, living here. She lunched. She had lunch dates with friends lots of times. She knew the area. Whew. Yes. Mike DeLeo. Yeah, I believe I've discussed him in one of my lives. I don't know if you'd ever be able to find it embedded in any of it. There was a lot of drama around that. He ended up resigning about, he had an affair with the subordinate, all kinds of stuff. But there was a lot of tension between TPD back then and the state attorney's office. Okay. No problem. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Patriot Lady, yes, she was very old. She had a really good life. I got her off the streets, so. And she was about 5 months old when I got her off the streets. MLK weekend of 2010. She was about 5 months old, so yeah, she passed away 3 months before her 16th birthday. And I had another dog that I got off the streets that was a Husky Shepherd mix. I got him off the streets in 2006, and he passed away 2 months before his 16th birthday back in 2022. And no, they were not anyone else's dogs. They were completely abandoned. Oh, John. Well, John, you've missed about 3 hours and 22 minutes. No, thank you so much for being here, John. I am actually concluding this live stream, but please go back and watch from the beginning. I live streamed the drive that you asked me to do from Aqua Ridge Way to Mozaik. And then I also showed where Market Square Liquor is, just about a quarter mile from Mozaik. Yeah. Trescott was not a shortcut. And hopefully we'll see Allison in a little bit. I do have ideas for another live. Okay, so deep dive, I don't even know where this one is, but I believe I might do a live stream at some point in time in regards to the notes that I took from, and I won't show his video, but the notes that I took from Mentor Lawyer's video when he did the judge to judge connection. So I might need to be careful with that one, but it's got a very good timeline. Okay, so bye for now. Thank you everyone for being here. Justice for Dan Markel. Looking forward to Donna Adelson's trial, which is jury selection starts in 3 days on Tuesday, the 19th of August, 2025. Looking forward to it. I don't believe we're going to have any more delays. I am hoping and praying. So yeah. Also, justice for Nancy Galvani. I put up let me go back real quick. I put up the email for Stephen Wagstaff several minutes ago. I will do it again. A real quick email to show public interest is very important. And you know what I really appreciate? There's a lot of examples that have been put on Allison, my father's alibis page, her YouTube channel, on her posts. There's several examples. But Allison also said you really just have to put in, a sentence or two. Again, thank you all for being here. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.